welcome back to the Everwind Chronicles. I am Doug, your Dungeon Master, and we are a group of friends and storytellers telling you a story through Dungeons and Dragons. So, the party had, we'll say, kidnapped the Princess of Lyrandil.
Strong word.
Yeah, sort of, though.
We asked her to join us without other options.
Forcibly.
We strongly worded that she should accompany us.
Who is then shown some pretty disturbing truths about the country that she is over, partially, and didn't react favorably to it. She was pretty disturbed and very, very conflicted about her father, whom she loved, the king, and debated quite a bit throughout the rest of their journey about what she should do. The party then worked out a plan with Adris, the leader of the rebellion, to go to a event called the Gala for Harmony, and which is an annual event used to honor a variety of people throughout Lyrandil who help the people, who do things that the government deems helpful. And it brings together important figures from all over Lyrandil and even beyond. And so they formed a plan between at the camp and traveling to the gala. They formed a plan to approach a number of figures who are sort of pillars of Lyrandil, and to see if probe and see if there's any room for a possible traitor, someone who could be turned, preferably somebody who would be the most impactful or devastating to Lyrandil if they were to do so. And Adris said, all things considered, that if they don't succeed in that task, that they need to try to kill one of them. And if they do, they're not likely to escape, because this is an extremely, extremely secure city with very heavily guarded people. It's just going to be very unlikely. It's not going to be an easy thing to get out of if it goes poorly. He also went and decided to get backup of a sort from the inside. And that's where our guest, Renee, comes in, as he had a meeting with her and may or may not have threatened her daughter, depending on interpretation, although she certainly interpreted it as a threat. But in no uncertain terms made it clear that she is to help the party. The party then has some pretty serious conversations with her, some pretty intense interactions where some of the truth comes out, and are on tenuous good terms, maybe, as they finally arrived at the City of Unity and eventually made it to the gala itself. And as they are there amongst all the people, most of them dressed in various kind of dress uniforms of black and red, at the effective palace of the city, called the Hall of Heroes. They socialized a little bit, listened in to rumors a little bit, talked with a few people, and found even I guess one interesting rumor was that Fomorians had supposedly started using the rhythms again, just sort of independent of the rebellion, apparently, and which is a very kind of unusual turn of events. But there's been a number of rumors like that, and a number of strategizing, a number of things, but they are finally here. They got up and watched Leader Tildwin emerge from the crowd and give a rousing speech. And then went and presented the awards and conducted the award ceremony for all the different people receiving them. And after that ceremony was over, they announced that the first dance was about to begin, and that is when Zenoa heard a voice right behind her, a familiar voice of the criminal boss of sorts, and apparently the only one left in Lyrandil who's consolidated power, Draetherian Fallow, who, as we pick things back up, if I can find the right button here, maybe? Let's do that first, and then...
Oopa.
I'm trying to get a picture up there too.
Actually, don't have a picture for him.
Oh, okay.
You
I
are
forgot what he
firefighter.
wanted.
I've
So-
equated
Oh,
this
you're
guy
good.
to Badger.
Yeah.
That's who
Okay.
he reminds me of.
Okay.
And so, as Zenoa hears this familiar voice
Like a voice in his head.
in her ear, it says,
His voice is in his head?
"Have you come to confess?" As you turn once again to see this kind of short figure, still with like a little bit of that bed head, but like a little bit tamed, but still kind of a scraggly beard with the kind of scarred face, and a modicum of nice dress, but not, not super nice, not super nice comparatively. As he looks up at you with like these kind of raised eyebrows.
Real quick. Does he, because it's been a while since we've seen this guy, would he fit any sort of description of these new people we've talked with our new buddy about? Like maybe he has an alias? Would he fit any description?
Well, between the descriptions and like the announcements that you've seen of like leadership entering so far, I think the only one that you haven't seen yet is Araziah. And you don't have a description of him,
Okay.
so you don't really know.
Was
what-
he announced? I mean, I'm guessing I wasn't paying attention if he was by his name.
No. Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, the people who were announced were more like titled people, so not every single person
Okay.
who entered was announced. It was more like of a certain, level.
She'll kind of turn around. Fancy seeing you here.
Fancy. Ah. I would say it's more like a miracle of a sort. See, last I knew, I had watched as my friends had gone afar, going far south to drier climates. And, then suddenly they are here, which should not be possible since they did not reach out to me or take advantage of my open hospitality, my open doors to them. Makes me wonder, is there a competing outfit in my midst? Am I going to have to make a pilgrimage over to good old Garen?
Is that what you came here to find out? What are you doing here?
Oh, there's a lot of things I'm here for, love, but we must focus ourselves.
Seems like we both need some information.
Information. Yeah, there's information is an interesting thing to trade, especially when you find out there's demons in your midst.
Pray
Perhaps your presence is not a miracle at all. Maybe it's a trick of a demon.
pray tell, demon?
Well, see, those folks, and he turns and kind of gestures just around at the room. He's like, they don't much like demons. That's why someone who's as saintly as I is able to get along with them. They don't like demons, and I can't help but wonder how they would react to a revelation of demons in their midst. Hmm?
Did you guys yourself?
Don't forget, with my newfound sainthood, I have been blessed with sight. And I see things beyond comprehension. And I see what you are. Don't forget, I know why you came to our little country. I know what you've been doing in the dark. Hmm?
Go on about, I really need more explanation on what you were talking about earlier. The help of a demon?
Oh, see, you're trying to confuse, which is what demons do, of course. It's demons that our beautiful friend up there we're talking about, that they don't much like. Demons in white. Demons you're helping, that you came here to help.
Mm-hmm.
I remember things. I see things. And I have a problem. It's, you could call it a prayer problem. See, I've always enjoyed prayer. It's natural for there to be higher powers, but my problem is that I'm having trouble because I look around and I see no one here more saintly than I. And not a god to be found. I can only begin to wonder if I should not begin praying to myself. Perhaps this is the beginning of my ascension. Well, at least I'll try it. Well, at least I'll try it on and see how it feels, yeah?
Sure.
Yeah, well, let's try it together, hmm? Try offering up your prayers to me. A sacrifice, perhaps, to appease my wrath for your disrespect to me. Your blasphemy, if you might. What sacrifice would stop me from bringing down wrath and judgment down upon you at the hands of people and their fingers?
Oh boy. I like you. I don't know that I quite came prepared for maybe any sort of sacrifice that you had in mind. Do you have something in mind?
Oh, as always, I am open to ideas, but something must be offered.
Well, you see, I have something that you want as well.
Well, pray tell.
So there might need to be a bit of a trade, if you understand. You understand.
I have the ears of the gods, and they are listening.
If there's an even trade to be done, then there's a blank slate after, is there not?
Yeah, I do think she's taken a quite long time to get to the point.
I'll tell you what you need to know. And call it even.
Finally?
You might have some competition. Where did we come from? It's like something very standard, something gate. Front gate.
From the coast.
I don't have a notepad with me.
What
No.
port city we came through?
Yeah. I can't remember either. Question. Just because I don't have my notepad with me. the port we came into
Mm-hmm.
from her home country, would that be like the spot, that port
The one in Alraka or the one in Garen?
in Garen? Is that?
Last port.
Last board, yeah, that's what it was.
You might need to take a visit to Lastport.
Oh, and if I were to take such a pilgrimage, what would I be seeking?
I don't
Or
know.
rather, who?
You might be seeking a problem, or you could seek partnership.
With whom?
How about this? Let's enjoy the evening for now. Again, it was great to see you.
I am not feeling appeased. In fact, I'm quite upset at your offense against me.
What can I do for you now, at this in this evening, until the end of it, and we can talk?
Well, I suppose you better find that out right quick, because I'm going to be having some meetings of my own with a lot of interesting people who would find you and your lot very interesting.
All right.
Quicker the better.
Great to see you.
Godspeed.
I'm gonna go get a drink.
Is there a bar?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of servants like taking orders or carrying drinks around, that sort of thing.
Is
I'm just,
is
like-
our tattoo a magical spell? Is that considered a, like, to use it?
I don't know.
I mean, it's magical.
Oh, okay.
I'm also just very hard to miss because I keep like picking up a drink for a little while
Nobody's
and then
talking to you, I'm
get
gonna go
really
up to you.
uncomfortable and then put the cup down and I get a different one.
Yeah, in fact, since we kind of rushed through the entryway, I think they would have asked about the tattoos, and you probably would have had to explain something, you know, however you wanted to explain it, you know, but that it's just for communication.
Yeah, I would have been honest and like, they're attached to us, we can't remove them, and they're just short form communications between us. It's like friendship
Sure.
tattoos.
I can't get the visual of like the TSA and like they're scanning my butt.
So
Your butt is magical. Yes, it is.
They're like right up my ribcage and I'm like, don't touch that.
we're gonna need to pull you off the side.
Okay, yeah, nobody's talking to you. I'll walk up to you.
This
Little
is-
run-in with an old friend.
Oh?
And I'll kind of try to make eyes in his direction.
Good.
Yeah, as you see him, like, he's grabbed a drink off of a tray and is having a conversation with no one.
Good conversation or bad conversation?
He's pretty pissed. We didn't contact him to get back inside.
Fucking knew we should have. And he's going to blabber his big fat mouth.
He threatened to. He's clearly doing a good job of it right now. I don't...
Leave it to me.
Well, what can I do? I offered a trade of information. He wants to know who it was that got us here. I didn't give names, but I did give a location. But I told him to just wait the night out. And he proceeded to threaten to, I don't know. Spill the beans on us? I don't know.
don't see anything wrong with our trade route having an additional set of protections on its arrival. I know that our mutual does not want him involved. But he would be involved on my side of that fight, not on theirs.
I mean, I gave him that option. I think he was pretty pissed initially and considered it an instant enemy, but I, said maybe you could work something out.
Perhaps I could advise him that it was a hasty re-entry, and we did not wish to risk his generosity and kindness that he has bestowed upon us thus far, and we did not wish to accidentally expose him in a such violent and improprietous manner, and be...
I mean, in fact, that wasn't the case at all.
I can say a lot of bullshit to him and make him feel really good about himself,
I know you can,
if that's the direction we want to go.
but I didn't make I didn't say anything else until you guys at least knew he was here. I wasn't super forthright on how he was here.
Let me do a little bit of conversating and see what I can find. I'll put on my charm. Maybe someone will fall for it around here. Otherwise, I have been the social pariah of the evening.
Are you okay?
No, I am very uncomfortable. I feel both constantly observed and ignored in a way that is active and permeating, as opposed to you cannot see me. I like the feeling of invisibility, not the sense of back turned.
Well, what can I do?
Change the tides of war.
To be fair, you're strikingly beautiful. It's probably just because you're unapproachable. You look so good.
Thank you. I would like to believe that that is the truth of the matter. But I am devastating and not in the way that I wish to be.
Go dance around him with your words.
I will try. I'm gonna see if I can try to, smooth over whatever that was.
Okay. So you approach him, as he's got a glass of what looks like whiskey, and he kind of as you approach, he just sort of looks at you and demons and devils, indeed.
I immediately grab another glass off of whoever's walking by, and I pass one to him to make him have a double hander.
I think I'll stick with what I have.
Then I just put it on somebody else's tray. It is so good to see you again.
Is it?
It is.
Yet not eager, are we?
Eager to what?
Well, to reach out, to continue our friendship.
That was truly a mistake on our part. I will admit that wholeheartedly. It was a consideration, believe me. We did not skip over you out of neglect, more out of, I would say, anxiety, stupidity. We were in a bit of a rush and we made some stupid, hasty decisions. The first and foremost was not contacting you ahead of time.
Oh, well, on that we agree. Offending someone such as I. Well, yeah, it's a height of stupidity, isn't it?
Truly.
It's disrespectful,
It truly is.
worthy of wrath.
Understandable. If I were in your position, I would equally feel that feeling. So I certainly understand. That is why I wanted to speak with you directly and not try to avoid the matter.
Oh, so she sent you with a sacrifice.
Sent is a strong word. I volunteered.
I will hear your prayers.
Of course. Thank you kindly for your time and consideration in such matter. Should we adjourn to a room to have a more easier conversation without so many prying ears?
Oh, but I like the attention. I like the eyes and ears. Especially under the circumstances. I don't want to walk away with a new red handkerchief from someone who's got clearly no respect for me. You see what I'm saying?
Oh no, I have the utmost respect for you. That is why I'm offering a private room. You see, I am a social pariah here, and a man of your standing to be seen with me right now, I do not even want to feign to besmirch your name so publicly.
Roll a persuasion check.
$30.
Amazing.
I suppose we can take a walk through a hallway.
Of course.
A prayer walk, if you will.
Ah, I do like that, yes.
We shall see if I do.
Hmm.
Well, come on then. And he starts walking.
Sure, and I'm going to walk with him, and I'm going to stumble and make just enough noise to hopefully get her attention, because I'm not going to use my magic and just be like, oh, I'm terribly sorry. We're just going for a quick walk. And just trying to make eye contact with you. Because I know that I stand out like a sore thumb.
So you step out into the hallway, and there are still guards periodically, like kind of spread out here and there. But he, kind of slows down and falls in step with you, and he says, you're a bit of a fishbowl, aren't you?
Oh, you mean all eyes on me? Yes.
All eyes and no touching.
They do like to tap the glass, though. See if I squirm.
Well, fish are very nice to look at, but there are also people who would rather eat them.
Well, they'll find I'm an acquired taste.
Well, I know some very hungry people, very hungry, who would eat almost anything that was presented to them, if it was presented to them by the right person.
It's true. That is very true.
Especially if it was presented as a gift of benevolence from a saint on the rise. And I wonder why that saint would withhold that morsel from the hungry.
I do have a question. Now, this is my ignorance of this country. This country's not a religious one. So, I'm curious to know in what fashion your divineness has been received so well.
Well, like many gods of old, the new divinities are also somewhat hidden in nature, but growing under the surface, there are those who see the truth of what's happening underneath and know how to make the right prayers.
And to whom would these divine inspirations be given to?
Well, there's all sorts. It just depends on how long someone takes to persuade me otherwise, and what meeting I might be in at the time. But
I guess
there are
I'm-
all sorts of interesting people, including the hands of a very different god. specifically the fingers.
Mm-hmm.
And they are hungry.
Yes.
Someone has been starving them. Someone has been kicking them and making them hungry.
That is very true. But fingers are easy to break. Hard to replace.
Oh, well, I would know.
Yeah.
I did tell you about knuckling, I think, before.
You did, and my brain still immediately pictures a very wrong thing that you described to me. So, like, I sometimes, when you say that word, I go, and then I'm back to what you're saying. You know?
I do have that effect on women.
Yes! Don't you?
Oh, sorry, I'll stay on point.
Thank you. The thing is, there is going to be a new order around here. And when that happens, there's going to be a lot of upheaval, and a religious and devout individual of your standing, I know really has to be one of equanimity above all, and not choose sides in all of these things. So I will provide you with a key piece of information, knowing full well that when the tides change, this is going to be a functionally useless endeavor. It's a short-term friendship. I do want you to understand that, because the very nature of that friendship will be moot once the tides have changed. But they will be moot in your favor, because it will open every possibility for you for trade.
And what are you offering?
Well, you see, as you know, there is conflict still in the southern region between two warring countries. And when the tides change, there is a good chance that the war is not going to be as resolute as it used to be. Which means where once borders were closed, borders will now be open. And there is a very robust trade route that is right near the edges of there, but never permeate through. I can both give you the temporary solution of a little bit of friendship, with an opportunity with a more permanent solution for friendship. Now, the problem with that friendship is there will be expectations of your loyalty. And if you were to ever break that loyalty, there is a lot of people that would be against you, and other gods against you. The last thing I want to see is a truly spiritual creature being at odds with other spiritual creatures.
I have conducted lots of spiritual warfare and have yet to lose. But as a saint, my word is sanctified. I would not go against anything I agreed to.
Perfect. I love to hear that. Great. In order to make that deal resolute and concrete, I would need to first contact the individual with whom I would be introducing you to. Because if they are not told ahead of time, they are not going to believe nor trust you if you were to suddenly show up for that conversation. And the last thing I want to do is put you and yours in danger. So would there be an opportunity for us to reconvene to finalize this conversation, perhaps in a day or two, once we have time to communicate with this individual? I will tell you exactly where I am staying, so that there is no chance of me in any way, shape, or form being dishonest with you. I don't know if you can look into my eyes, but you can see I am dead serious right now.
Well, while promises of coming days of salvation are appealing, what could you offer now as a sort of restoration of relationship that was broken?
A token of my esteem. I'm gonna reach
Can I
out
hear
my...
this? Did you put your hand on it?
No, I didn't put my hand on my... Sorry, I would have put it up here.
Okay.
A token of my esteem. And I put my hands out. Does he take my hands?
No.
Well, I need to esteem them in order to...
What?
Your hands.
I'm not much of a dancer.
Oh, I'm not asking you to dance.
Roll a persuasion check.
That is going to be a 27.
Just keep in mind, if you try anything, we're not alone.
Understood? And I'm going to take his hand and kiss this hand. And while I'm kissing this hand, I'm putting a jewel in his hand.
Okay. What jewel?
We still had a bunch of like random like rubies and emeralds and things, and I have been like adorning myself a little bit to get ready for this party.
How much value?
I think it's like 150. Was like the little shards of like emeralds and rubies and stuff.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put like 150 gold worth of like a ruby in his hand.
Okay. Well, I do appreciate the sign of obeisance. He gives like a quick glance at the ruby. Well, I suppose there'd be one other thing you could offer. If you should feel yourself compelled to trouble, then word of advance notice, so that no harm comes to me or mine tonight.
You will absolutely be notified ahead of time. You and yours will be safe. So long as mine and ours are as well.
Oh, well, that's up to you. I'm suddenly feeling quite holy.
Truly benevolent.
I might consider even a vow of silence. To contemplate truths of eternity.
You truly are beyond this world. A true benevolent creature in this world.
Yeah, right. Well, I need another drink.
I saw some very fine whiskey over there.
Well, I will find a drink and toast to our restored relationship that won't be broken again.
Not by me.
And he turns and walks back into the bar.
I'm sitting there like,
Well,
well, fuck me in the morning. I just like, I haven't drank anything yet. I just take the glass that I had and I just like down it real quick and I'm just like, I am going to have to fuck with that in the morning. And I just like slowly walk back, like bowing at all the like guards. And while I'm doing that, I'm clocking everything that they're carrying.
Yeah, it's pretty uniform. Like
Yeah.
they're all pretty like same.
Yeah.
Like carbon, copy and paste.
But I'm not noticing anything like one person has like a unique additional component other than those two that were the casters.
Not that you see out here.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And then I'm gonna head back over to you and just be like, momentary ceasefire.
I don't think I could have done that.
I don't know what I did.
successful butt kissery.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. He knows what pisses me off. He told me to pray to him, and I'm not doing that. So.
I just put my dry, barren lips on his dry, barren hands, and we'll figure out the rest tomorrow.
Okay.
But we do have to tell him if shit goes down.
That's
He
fine.
doesn't get defense
Yeah,
work.
I can do that.
That is the promise for the evening.
Sure.
Great. I'm gonna go around being a social pariah. I will have a different accent when I'm talking to other people, though.
And
Just
also,
so,
I don't have the same name. I think we would have talked about this before.
because you're going by Cinia?
No.
Hmm.
Rowan.
Rowan.
Rainier. That sounds
Ren-
pretty
Ren-
human.
Rowan?
Rowan.
Okay. Got it. Rowan. Well, I'm from Corondia, so we're doing the best we can with what we have.
Yes, you are.
It feels really dirty in my mouth to speak like this.
It's a little awkward. Maybe not, like, you don't have to open your mouth so wide.
If I drop my
Just-
lower lips a little bit more forward, does that sound better?
It's less awkward. Yeah, I
you.
like that one better.
All right, I'll work on it. I'm from Corondia. I'm from Corondia. I'm from Corondia. Just doing like the buzzword that like gets the accent going.
Walking around the floor. I'm from Colombia. People like,
No wonder nobody wants to fucking talk to me. This little psychopath. I'm from Corondia.
those people from Colombia, man, they're weird.
Okay, I'll just go back to my walkabout.
So as you go in, they announce the first dance, which is optional. Like nobody has to participate. There's people who stand off to the side and everything like that, but they are gathering to do that.
Do I notice there's any sort of like propriety in the couplings, like who decides to couple with whom?
Not that I don't think you'd be able to tell per se. I mean, there's so much kind of like what's like similarity between everybody. It's kind of hard to tell for sure. Yeah, I don't think you're familiar enough with this kind of event at this kind of country, like to be able to tell for sure.
Is there a line of people waiting for interest?
Make a perception check.
Probably.
Maybe I should get in on that.
That's a 9. I have -1, so 8.
Oh, no.
You don't see interest anywhere.
Good. Then I would love to go over there and ask her to dance.
You don't see interest.
Yeah.
anywhere.
Oh, I thought I would see a line over there.
No, you don't
see
see
her.
her.
Oh, well. Okay.
About to get a swerve on. I
How
can't
long
see
is-
her.
How long has it been going? The whole, like, since the start? How long has this been going?
Well, you probably had about a half hour of the socialization time. Then it was probably an hour between the speech and the ceremony. And then I'll probably say, only about 15-20 minutes of this conversation before this first dance started.
Okay. I think last week I had asked if I could clock intervals of dispel magic if I noticed that at all. I don't know if I'll be able to tell now, but I'll try
Make a
again.
perception check.
Okay. That's a 9, so 26.
You said it's a 9, so 26.
No,
She
17.
rolled a 17.
Oh,
She was adding plus 9.
I was like, there's no way you have a plus 17 to anything.
Bet.
Especially because I think I have the highest perception in this room.
Now that
I
you
was
said
like,
that,
we're gonna be taking
no
a look
more
at your
fees.
character
It's
sheet.
strictly-
Hold on, wait a second.
Um,
Plus 30.
Never fail.
you do see another, at least one more time, like after, like a little bit before the dance, kind of in the middle, where there was another one of the war mages kind of walking through the crowd, kind of whispering something to himself. You don't know exactly what he was doing, but you noticed that.
I've
happening.
only seen that once.
So far, yeah.
Okay. You gonna do something?
I was gonna just walk the perimeter of the dance. Like, you know how, like, there's people who watch people dancing? I was gonna walk like, just behind those people to listen into, like, if anyone's having conversations based on the conversations, like, they're, like, observing couples and, like, any gossip that is happening about, like, oh, so-and-so and so-and-so are dancing. Well, I heard this was happening. Like, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I'm trying to gauge, like, kind of, like, what the weather is around here.
Okay. We'll roll, what would this be? Investigation, I think.
Investigating. That is not where I succeed. That is going
Well, and
to
you
be...
got some sort of bonus from the time in Karate, right? Like, didn't you get something that helps you with that kind of thing?
To investigation? Not that you've ever told me.
Well, with listening in specifically to.
Because of our time at the bars.
Oh.
I don't have anything on my character.
Yeah, I don't have anything specifically written down.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Not that
Yeah.
you ever told me.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it did.
Because I was told that I got the...
Yeah, 'cause that was our 3 months of training, but I don't know
Yeah.
how to add or anything for it.
You're talking about the downtime we had
No,
after
that was him. Yours
Yeah.
was related to building a network and things like that. So.
Yeah.
I think mine
And the
was
mastermind.
investigation, which I do have proficiency in investigation, so.
I mean, I still rolled as 15 while I'm listening in.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I was like, I was pretty sure that was his skill.
It's during
Was
my
listening.
Batman phase.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was.
like your Elseworlds Batman phase, really.
Yeah, that was yours. It was advantage on perception checks to listen for rumors in a public setting. I would say there might be a comment or two there, but nothing that kind of stands out. Most of the conversation seems to be centered more around Tildwin's speech, and a few around the recipients of rewards and stuff, whether it be disagreements or agreements or, you know, that sort of thing. Just kind of the, you know, the oh, well, yes, she's worked so hard for it. Of course she deserves the best, you know, and, or like, oh, I was very surprised, you know, well, I you know, I suppose she knows the right people, you know what I mean? You know, just, you know, that kind of like underlying cattiness of
A lot of bless your hearts in the room.
yeah, like,
Do I get a feeling, though, that Tildwin's speech reinvigorated this room, or more of a, like, they're starting to get tired of the same platitudes?
well, you are definitely hearing a lot about the rebellion. That is still a very hot topic of conversation right now. There's still a lot of fear. There's you would say it sparked, it did reinvigorate some, probably, where, you know what, roll an insight check. I think that's more insight
That's
than,
not something I'm great at either. 14?
okay. With a 14, I think you would see a mix. You'd see some who are like, you know, yes, but the Ruby Judge is still missing. What is that all about? And somebody's like, you know, but they don't seem concerned. It's, you know, certainly they would have like announced some sort of you know, some sort of message about, you know, vengeance or something like that, and used it to their advantage if she was dead. Like, I'm sure she's on a mission, You know, he doesn't seem concerned, and they were really close, and you know, just and others like talking about there's still nobody would cross these, you know, people like them. Like that's silly. Of course, they have everything under control. But this is a process, and you know, there's debate over things, but there is still definitely fear, like in this crowd underlying everything. You saw it more in the pre-socialization, I would say, than after the speech. But it's still not completely alleviated. There's still like fear in general about the rebels and just what's happening, and just the constant stories of like they're being made to be afraid.
I just wasn't sure. I feel like he had the ability to like completely like upend this whole like anxiety in the room to be like, yeah.
You would say he's definitely had an effect, for sure. But this is still kind of a boiling pot situation where it's like he's definitely keeping it from boiling over, you might say. But he's definitely had an effect, maybe as much as anybody could. But there's still very much an atmosphere of like, yeah, but I still don't know if I'm gonna walk out, you know, travel back home and get an arrow to the throat, you know, kind of stuff.
I would have wanted to be clocking him after his speech. Is he still in the? Where is he?
He's dancing.
He's dancing. Where was he before the dance started?
He is. As you watch him, he is in a constant stream of people, like who are trying to talk to him. So he is just constantly, basically, courting people.
Did he seem to have an entourage at all? Like, I understand that there's people, not an entourage isn't trying to talk to him, but the people that, like, his clique, his people, to help him fend off.
You do see someone dressed as, like, one of the kind of servant types that you've seen around, kind of a little bit back from him, and like kind of gets beckoned forward a little bit every now and then, and he'll go get a drink or something like that, and like that sort of thing, but nothing beyond that. He seems to be, operating on his own at the moment.
Because I want to dance, and I want to find someone to dance with, but I want to find someone who's close to any of the heads, that preferably Tildwin, but if he's flying solo, then who is he dancing with?
He is, well,
I would like to make a point to find out who that is.
he actually goes and dances with the princess.
Well, I already know I can dance with her. It's gonna try and bond my way into like getting some info. This isn't working well. Crap. Where are you at?
I was probably dancing with one of the ministers from my area.
Go sadly find a drink.
Unless it looked like you were trying to dance,
No.
I'm conducting, like, I'm trying to make it look like I am doing my normal.
You'd have been my
But
last
also,
choice. So like
Great.
you would have already been out there.
I would have already been out there.
Like, no offense.
That was great. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no, I'm not dancing. I'm just looking. So if I see you over there, I'll just walk over to you and stand next to you.
Okay, because I would dance with you guys, but like we're supposed to be splitting up. Like my vibration isn't going well.
The person that we talked about that has the two sons that want his power or whatever.
Yeah.
Are those guys here?
The two
Minuet.
Menuet.
Minuet.
carrying Minuet. Yeah, he's out there dancing.
What about
Like
the
pretty
boys?
much all the leaders are out there.
Yeah, there are his sons there.
Yeah.
You haven't heard any announcements of any other
Oh,
Minuets?
that's what I was gonna go for.
So he didn't come with, like, a wife?
No.
Okay.
You know, Cedric has that confidence, that bravado is gone. He's not. He's way outside his element. It's like he's trying to put on a brave face, like just do the thing, but he's almost deer in the headlights. Look, just standing like a wallflower.
Oh, gosh. You guys are not doing well.
No.
Social butterflies we are not.
Nope.
If you would have come and stood by me, like, do you want to go?
I might step on your toes.
It's fine. I have hair to protect them. Let's go.
Okay.
I assume orcs have hair. They might not, but
Well, I guess they do now.
I guess they do now. Canon.
Just like hobbits.
That's what I assume.
And it's the same Jerry curl hair on your toes.
I hate that. No.
I feel like Stoner would shave his toes.
I hate everything about this. This is violent.
We'll go out there, and I will, if you allow, I will try to lead us to dance closer to Tilden and see if we can.
Can you brush by Tyrion as well?
Yeah, I think we can do that. I don't know what kind of dancing we're doing. I'm imagining a waltz, so.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, but we're gonna dance and try to move closer to. Who do you want, Tilden?
Menuip.
Menuip
Tyrion Minuet.
and Tilden to see if we can catch any chatter.
Okay. So as you, tell you what, roll a perception check.
That's all I
Can you
With your
Advantage?
with your
Can,
bougie.
can I give her advantage, or are we both listening?
Well, it depends. I mean, if you do it,
if you'll
you've
let
got.
me investigate, I have no perception.
Yeah, I mean, you could use your that benefit there if you're for this. This is
Yeah,
kind of
if you allow me to use my investigation status, then that'd be fine.
I guess it's a little different, but I'll allow it.
Okay. It's on an
Don't
18
you
and
get-
turn.
No. Is
No,
it
it's
advantage?
fine.
Don't you get advantage?
No, I just have
Or bonus?
I have bonus in it, so that's a 9 for me.
We did all that time in the bars.
Proficient in it. Yeah, but now I'm proficient. I wasn't before.
And then both of you a performance check.
I can do that.
I know
You
you're
got this. You
insane.
got this.
Oh yeah.
You got this.
23.
Natural one.
Sorry.
So I'm dancing beautifully and hearing nothing, and I'm just dragging you along while you hear everything.
Oh, bless. Bless.
That's so good.
I love you so much.
So, so you guys start dancing, and it's like she's never practiced before at all. It's like it just all that training just went out the window, and you are just kind of bumping into like she is stepping on your toes, like
It's the dress. I never dress.
That's fine.
and you know, like you go to twirl her, and she like whacks somebody in the face, and like.
I'm sorry.
They just kind of grumble and go back to dancing.
Did you slip on my hair grease?
I refuse for that to be canon.
If that were the case, it'd be all over the floor.
Oh gosh. Oh, grease lightning.
Should have brought my skates.
Well, you know, at some point during the dance, though, you do kind of, you know, twirl your way closer where Tyrion is dancing with a lady of middling age that you're not familiar with. You know, and from the, you know, you don't really hear much as you're kind of focused on.
Keeping us both upright.
Yeah, like you're kind of fully focused at this point at like not, you know, not letting her run into anybody at this point, and you are focused on this, and which is part of the problem. But you hear him as you're kind of listening. You hear somebody who sounds honestly already kind of drunk, and yeah, and he's just saying, and another thing. How are we supposed to wage war if we can't get good leather? Tell me. Tell me that. Like an archer without feathers, hey? Like a chicken without eggs? Like a castle without stone. how are we supposed to fight if we can't get good leather? Like, do you know? Why can't we get good leather? We need it. We need it. There are cows, like all over this country. But I can't walk. I can't walk 10 steps without bumping into one. It's not hard. Just make the leather. We need the leather. And like the lady just looks miserable. She's like, she is suffering through this dance.
Okay. As soon as I get a feel of that, I'm gonna just stop dancing and walk off.
Right in the middle of it.
Let's go over to Tillman.
Wait. Oh, was that roll for both of them?
I don't know.
I thought you rolled for him.
No.
I didn't know you were going to Tillman.
Oh, that's why I said we wanted to try and work our way to
You can
get
try
both of
again.
them.
Yeah, I'll,
If we
I'll,
can,
I'll
For
help you with
Tillman,
it.
do another.
Okay. What are we doing on this one?
Yeah, it should have been perception, so this should be perception check.
Oh yeah.
15.
Okay.
12.
I hate you. You rolled a 3 and almost get as high as I do. I rolled a 16.
Okay, deception check.
Okay. Okay, so you dance over closer to where Tilden is dancing with Princess Visette, and they're very graceful. They're very just nailing the dance for sure. Very practiced, and and you can hear her just kind of saying, "Well, no, that's all right, really," and he's like, "No, it absolutely isn't. This is." I feel responsible for what has happened to you. We did not give you adequate protection, and we should have. And I promise you, we will not allow that to happen ever again. And more than that, I promise you, we are working on something that's going to end this threat.
Question, because I can't remember what we decided. My read thoughts, is that considered a spell?
It's magic.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know that it's a spell per se, technically speaking, but it is magic for sure.
Man, I want to roll insight, like mostly regarding what he just said at the end, like we're working on something. Maybe trying to pick up like what he thinks the success rate of whatever they've got cooked up is, like if he's worried or I don't know.
So are you trying to do it?
No, I just want to get a read, like an insight check. I don't want to.
Do
I
an
don't want to
insight
use
check.
magic. Oh my gosh, so bad.
And I should say, as a pause, real quick, and I know I mentioned this last time, but I think what we're going to do, like, for a lot of things is, especially for inter-party stuff, for persuasion or deception, like, I'll have you roll, and you can decide on persuasion or deception based on which one it is. And that way, the fact that you're rolling doesn't give something away.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So, what was your...
14.
14? Okay. He seems confident in that. Like he seems to be showing concern to her. He seems to be. He is like fully engaged with her. Like he is just kind of zeroed in, like a. And there's a little bit of familiarity. I mean, they know each other. And she's, she just says, well, all right. I know we're all doing the best we can. At that point, you guys are kind of twirling away without it being too obvious. So.
Sure.
Out of here. Fix
Alright.
it. I warned you.
Didn't feel a thing.
Is the king dancing?
No.
Okay.
No, he's still just kind of sitting up on the throne.
Sitting on his own tapping script.
Yep.
But eventually, not too long after that, the dance ends. It's not terribly long. And it begins another period of, where there's food and there's more drinks and just kind of another socialization. And you see a number of people just kind of going off into different, already kind of starting to do different meetings and things like that. So what would you guys like to do?
Of any of the leadership that I have personally met from our secret meetings, are any of them currently unoccupied? Without a conversation?
Let's see. You only met 2 that are here, because the guy from Jari is not there. So that would.
My guess is Bridget is not occupied.
Bridget.
Bridget.
Shaybager.
As you've kind of paid attention, she actually is getting engaged a decent amount. Like, she's still a provincial leader, and she's, she is getting engaged somewhat, but she's, at the moment, she has gone off to, get some food now that it's being served. So she's over there getting that if you want to.
I just want to walk up to her and just perform an introduction that we've never met before. Mostly because I know people are watching me. I want to be seen with a provincial leader not being disrespectful to me.
Okay.
Even though she, I know, is a little bit of a wild card amongst these people, I don't know this, so I'm just trying to be polite and courteous.
All right.
I've heard that you're one of the leaders of this place. I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Asura.
I guess I am. How do you do?
How are you?
Bridgian.
Bridgian, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm having trouble making friends with people this evening, it seems. And I was hoping just to stand here with you for a few minutes and look like I'm having a kind conversation with somebody.
Well, truth of it is, a lot of these people are not people you want to be friends with in the first place.
Oh?
Yeah, right, a lot of pricks, most of them. She's not talking quietly either.
I figured not. Oh, I've not heard that. I've heard everyone here is incredibly kind and amiable.
Right, well, yes, of course, this is a nice country with a nice people, and we're all doing the right thing for the greater good and all that.
She's still in power. Amazing.
I see. Thank you so much for the conversation. What are you having?
Well, this fancy meat here, I don't even know what it is, but it's about all they got that's worth eating, I suppose.
Ah, I shall have what you're having. And I make the daintiest plate. Even though I am hungry and would like to eat everything on the table, I make the daintiest plate possible and eat like a bird. I try to make myself look as unthreatening as possible in all things and perform the most grotesquely, in my mind, demure acts that I can think of in any perceivable way of being seen as friendly. And dying on the inside the whole time.
Well, the people here don't starve, but it looks like you're working on it in Karandia.
Oh, well, we are quite sufficient in Karandia. Exports are very popular. We do like to make sure that everyone has what they need. Not just ourselves, but the world around us.
Right, well, you're going to fit right in, she says kind of loudly with a little bit of a...
Well, thank you.
Just the slightest of sidelong glances.
Thank you so much for saying. It's an absolute pleasure to have made your acquaintance, and thank you for your time.
Sure.
And I
She takes it just
I just awkwardly stand there, just eat my food, like, hoping that this is helping in any way, shape, or form.
Sure.
And if nothing else, being weird and distracting enough from everybody else's thing that they're doing.
Okay.
In my head, though, I'm like, I nailed that accent.
All right.
Maybe after the music stops after the first dance, he finally kind of shakes out of it a little bit. I was like, oh yeah. So he's gonna start tracking the general. What's his
General
name?
Cray.
Cray, that's right.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Nope. You guys
Somebody
give me
just walked on
Cray.
my grave.
Nice.
Somebody just walked on my grave.
13.
Okay. So you do a lap kind of around the ballroom looking for him, and, you know, based on a rough description, and
Probably doing a hard course correction, like.
you don't see him, but you do hear occasionally some people talking about him as if he's there.
Okay.
You know, like you heard somebody saying he has a meeting with him, and a little bit later, and that sort of thing. So he's there somewhere, but you don't see him.
Okay, and there's a lot of doors in this hall, this great hall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because to reiterate, the servant that had been guiding you had said that rooms can be made available for meetings if you like. You just have to let him know.
Okay. I might post up kind of near the person that's got the meeting with him later, and just kind of eavesdrop a little bit, see if they're say anything that might be helpful.
Okay. Yeah, somebody in what looks like a formal military garb, is just busy, just kind of saying, yes, well, I do have a meeting with him. Very important business for the southern borders around Jari, and some trouble we've been having around there. But we're on top of things. I just got to report to him, and he wants to hear from me especially. So I'm doing so.
So I'm going to turn around, and you aren't talking about the General Cray.
Well, yes, I am, son.
You actually know him?
I do.
Oh, could you make an introduction? He's a personal hero.
Really? You're not from Larendale by the looks of it.
No, but his exploits go a lot further than Lyrandil.
Well, what sort of business you have in mind?
I just want to hear from the man who's almost single-handedly running the operation in the south here.
Well, I mean, it is a joint operation, but
Sure.
And the lady he was talking to, pipes in and says, "This is a colonel that you're speaking to."
I apologize. I didn't realize you were that have the order.
Well, no, I mean, you're a foreigner. You're not expected to know all the military ranks of inside, but it's all right. Roll a persuasion check for me.
Broing your way into espionage.
It's what he's got. This is the tools he's got to work with.
Yeah.
Straight roll, an 8.
Bless you!
I told you guys did
shot
not
your
want me
shot.
talking to
You
him.
shot your
I
shot.
told you.
Well, I'll put in a word. And, see if he'd be willing to meet with you.
I probably don't need an inside check to understand that is not going to happen.
Yeah, you do get the distinct feeling you're kind of getting brushed off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be fantastic. I will actually be over there. I will just point to a table across the room. Just come grab me when he comes back, and
Well, all right. You enjoy the night. Yeah?
thank you. You too.
All right.
Can I come up on this conversation actually as you're
Okay.
trying to leave and be like, you were trying to see General Cray, right?
Well, yes.
Do you not know this is the man that protected the princess? I'm sure he just wanted to continue figuring out what was going on with that situation and maybe indicate how the guards could be better used in the future.
Well, I did not.
But I'm sure that the General Cray wants to meet him since he is the person that brought the princess back to us, unharmed.
Well, I did not hear that, actually. I I'd heard about that incident. Which I can assure you, a lot of people were not happy within our ranks about how that went down.
Understandable.
I appreciate there were men stepping up to protect our beloved princess.
I'm just doing what seemed right, you know.
Well, good man. Roll a persuasion.
No! I'm gonna use luck.
Yeah.
That was a natural one! I got a natural one! I don't think I can burn through luck again for that.
I don't know.
I don't know how that. Yeah, I don't know. How that works. I mean,
The dice were like, nope.
No.
no, this is not the story I'm telling tonight.
I love. Sometimes I love the dice and sometimes I don't.
Off to a strong start. The most socially awkward, and this is saying something, the most socially awkward of the group is failing on checks. This is kind of on par.
It doesn't really say you can't.
Yeah,
so if you
I just
want to
feel
spend
like
another point,
2
I'll
ones-
allow it.
That's all my luck. I'm gonna do it because I
Last
don't.
point, right?
What are the odds of
I'm
another
gonna use my
one?
other dice.
Toy, toy, toy.
Come on, baby. Better though. That's okay. It's not a natural
From
one.
here, it
It's
looked
so
like a
low. It's a
one.
3. 15.
Well,
That's all my luck.
You dice were really killing it the last few.
They were. They're mad at me.
I suppose somebody like that might be a little more interesting. I'll see what I can do.
Well, thank you kindly. I appreciate that.
And I just like whisk back away
Yeah,
and continue on with the different
give
conversation.
a head nod and
Good to see you, Minister.
Of course, good to see you as well.
You don't really know him, just
No.
Yeah.
kind of like a recognition
Yep.
of rank, kind
Yep.
of, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I'll continue on to what I was, I think, doing. But I have been watching you, so I think, just to make sure that went well.
All right.
good call.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go next. I would like to go. Is the princess still out?
Yes.
I'd like to go talk to the princess.
Okay. Yeah, she's talking to another group of individuals you don't recognize or anything, but she, as you approach, she smiles and says, "Oh, and here's one of them right now. This is one of my brave rescuers."
Hello, all. Princess, I couldn't help but notice that you're dancing out there during the first dance. Was that Tildwin that you were dancing with?
Well, yes, it was.
You know, his speech was very moving. And
other people are like, "Oh, yes."
and if it's not too much of a bother, I would love an introduction.
Well, I suppose I could arrange that. I have to see if he's when he has some free time.
No rush, just whenever you're able. I figured that may be the correct way to. I didn't want to just wander up to him.
Well, of course, that's very polite. I'm sure he'll appreciate that. Let me speak to who I need to, and we'll see what we can do.
I'll be around.
All right. Hope you're having a good time.
Wonderful.
And she turns, and you actually get kind of harassed by some of the people who detached to go to talk to you and want to hear the story, and just like.
And I just went, whoop. Yawns.
So, unless you're just completely rude, it takes you a few minutes to extra.
No, I won't completely blow
Yeah.
him off, but I will. Low details, smile, nod, one-word answers.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
What is Menuip doing right now?
He is at the moment at a table. Like there are some tables around the edges of the ballroom, where some people are eating, and he's sitting there with a mostly abandoned table, like with like one or two people who also don't look too happy, as he is like kind of leaning a little too closely to one of them and talking, to them, and they're just kind of like trying to eat with like leaning slightly away. And
The alcohol that's being served, what's like the biggest size of one, I don't know, glass?
I mean, it depends on the.
Or is it pretty dainty?
Drink. Yeah, well, it's like wine glasses. Like there's single drinks, so
Okay.
to speak, of like wine or whiskey or other things. I mean.
Okay. I want to grab some alcohol. Cody doesn't have much alcohol knowledge, but I'm gonna grab something. Whether it depends on the drink, I guess. So something small that's really strong,
Mhm.
or something large. For the drinking man, I want to maybe try to impress him with whatever I'm drinking for a small petite girl.
Okay. Probably whiskey. Yeah.
Okay, great. I'll grab one of those.
Okay.
And I'm gonna head over to him
Mhm.
and sit down next to him. I'll kind of hit the table a little hard so that I can get his attention without saying anything. And just kind of deep exhale. And I've been learning my limits on alcohol, so I think I can take care of this
Okay.
in one fell swoop. So I'm gonna down it.
Okay. Do a Constitution check for me.
Okay. Just a check.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess a saving throw would be fun.
Well, it's still bad. Well, it's 11.
Yeah. Okay. You take a drink and you definitely cough a little bit.
Okay. Dang.
It's still, you've drank like once or twice now, but like not, on a regular basis. So it's been a while.
To be
and
fair, I wrecked Bear's storage of his stuff over time, so
that's true.
yeah.
This one has like a little bit of a, it's hard to place. It's almost like a little bit of a colder flavor to it, almost like this. It's not exactly mint. It's just really, it's like burning and freezing at the same time. It's very weird.
I mean, I'm into the cold, so
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah, and you're just like, and Darian turns towards you and he's like, you gotta be careful with that. I hear it's brewed, made, distilled
Distilled.
by Goliaths,
Wow.
or the North Fire.
Oh. Is that our board? Okay. Whew. I've never had anything like that before. That's so strong. I enjoyed it. Have you
Not
had one
for
tonight?
the weak of stomach.
I think I'll be just fine. I'm sorry, was I intruding on are you here with someone?
You see, like he kind of turns, and the person who was there has like gotten up.
Fully released him. Wow.
There's like one person across the table left who's just like,
Well, I saw you. I couldn't help but notice your way around the dance floor. Was that your wife you were dancing with?
No, my beloved is dead.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that.
She lived a full life. She was like a flower in a field, like a war-torn field
Oh no.
where the boots of soldiers marched past, refusing to step on it
Oh my god.
for its beauty, yet still couldn't survive the landscape, and the world was grayer, deader,
Like about to go in and then it keeps
less interesting for it. I miss her. I do. I sacrifice her. She would have been great. She was great dance partner. Great dance partner. Like, so good at dancing.
Okay. Wow. What a tragic illustration that you just gave me there.
The dancing?
The flower bit.
She was like a flower
She was. You did mention
in
that.
a field.
He's gonna do it all again.
Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't catch your name.
Leader Tarian Minuet.
Leader?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Leader of where exactly?
Craigsdale.
Cragsdale.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a great place, except for the war, you know.
From what I've heard, it seems you've got a lot on your plate right now.
Yeah, the war's bad. And but it's, you know, it's also sometimes kind of good, you know, like there's, you know, I don't know, like a lot of poetry that comes from battlefields.
Seem like a poetic man.
I do consider myself a bit of a poet. Would you like to hear one?
Not right now. Maybe the next dance could. I'll come find you and you can share a poem with me. Seems
Yeah.
more a better time for that. Well, I couldn't help but hear as my friend and I were dancing, and we seemed to brush by you, talking about the weaponry shortage that you have.
Yeah, well, you know, there's not enough of anything, really. It's logistics. You know, people don't know about logistics in warfare. People always think about the fighting and the, you know, glory and the, you know, the fighting. They don't really think about logistics. And, like, you know, do you know how much feed it takes to just for horses? You know, like horses, like, and not just for like cavalry, but for like wagons and stuff. Like, to, you know, because you have to have wagons to, like, you know, carry the supplies. You know, and people don't think about that. They don't think about supplying an army and how much supplies you need for an army, especially the one that has to cover hundreds of miles of border.
I'm actively trying not to cut him off.
He's gonna keep going.
Okay, well, okay. She's just, well, you know, I don't know much about horse feed, but I do know a little bit about logistics and weapon supplies.
No.
In
Do
fact,
you know how we could
yeah. So
do it better?
hi, I'm Rowan, Duchess of Durian from province of Valgar, Crondia.
It's a big title.
It is actually. But we use elven cedar. I don't know if you're aware of.
Yeah, I think I've heard of that. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yes, it's used for high-end weaponry. I didn't know if you had your own supply of it, but not that I'm aware of.
I don't have any growing in my Backyard.
I would. Okay. Anyways, I just overheard you, and that's partly the reason why I'm here is to look for trade opportunities for Elven Cedar. So I thought maybe we could connect later on in the evening. See what we could work out.
Roll persuasion check.
Okay.
Yeah, Elven Cedar. That's my
What
bow.
is it?
Persuasion.
20.
Ooh.
My bow's made out of Elven Cedar.
Pieces.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can. Yeah, I can. Cedar. Yeah, I can. I can set you up with a meeting of my Minister of Trade
Who would that be?
for Cragsdale. That'd be Radovan. Minister Radovan. Yeah.
Have we heard that name?
Minister Radovan?
We have heard them.
Yeah, we have.
No, I
Yeah.
didn't think so. I think it's something familiar.
Like
No,
it's in
you
a
wouldn't
show
have heard
or
this.
something.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that sounds familiar.
Okay, and this person is not here tonight.
I don't remember.
You know what? That's okay.
He starts like kind of blurrily looking around. Maybe I could find him.
That would be great.
Mm-hmm. Great.
It was lovely meeting
They
you.
could trade cedar with you.
Lovely meeting you. Like,
Likewise. Yeah.
He made it to the first dance.
I was like, I'm probably gonna talk to this guy. I should probably talk to him now before it gets real bad.
Yep.
Okay. All right. What else would you?
Oh,
Well, let's-
Oh, okay. I'm like, I know.
yeah.
Okay, so as this is like happening with the various people, I think, you mostly because you're not as engaged and they're kind of paying attention. You also notice another commotion, like not to the degree of Leader Tildwin, but you see another kind of commotion happening towards the side of a room of another group of people kind of grab, and like some, you're as you're reading a room, it's like a kind of a ripple of whispers and
I
interest.
kind of make my way towards that ripple and kind of get a sense of what's going on.
Okay. It's not like a gathered crowd or anything like it was with Tildwin, but there does seem to be some eyes and attention on an individual that has entered through one of the side doors, who is he is dressed in. You can see in this sort of dark, a uniform of sorts, but it's not quite like any of the others. But it is black and red with this kind of red sash across the front. Kind of an older, middle-aged gentleman looking, with kind of shorter, dark hair, a very finely trimmed goatee, and very kind of straight-backed posture, and this sort of kind of confident, arrogant demeanor as he's engaged with speech with someone, and that seems to be who people are looking at as they're whispering.
Do I hear a name whispered in this?
Roll a perception check.
That is going to be perception. That is going to be a 21.
Okay. You're definitely hearing the name Ariziah.
Okay.
And general, little bits and pieces of kind of shock, like surprise that he's here, and interest and intrigue.
Okay. What?
I didn't remember who he was.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to kind of just stay towards the outside of this kind of like inner circle of people wanting to mingle with him, but I am gonna like keep an eye out on him just in general, and see if there is a way that I can either organically get slowly further into the circle, and if I feel like I'm getting cut off, then I'm gonna try to find like the princess or somebody to help me make an introduction. I don't know how locked in these people are with him.
Yeah, let's call it either. Well, it's gonna be hard to be unobtrusive for you.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to like. I'm trying to like it's like walking with the current. Like I'm trying to slowly circle my way in, without like barging through.
We'll call it a deception check with disadvantage.
Can I see her?
I stick out like a sore thumb in this place.
Shame spiral towards the wizard.
You'd probably hear some of the whispers and things.
Can
like
I
that coming
cancel
out.
her disadvantage with my feature?
Sure.
Great. You can roll straight. Restoring balance. You. Oh no.
Natural one.
Okay, you are definitely getting a lot of glances as you walk over there, and a lot of you know, and I would say maybe somebody actually engages with you for finally, and like engages you in a like a curiosity kind of thing, of one of those conversations where they are being polite but and curious but not friendly per se, and definitely enough to like keep you off your task and obnoxious enough to not let you disengage eloquently.
Yeah, and I'm not going to do anything to even be perceived as being disrespectful, even though I know I'm being disrespected, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
But yeah, so you would also have heard some of these whispers happening, that Arizai is here.
Okay. I think I'm gonna look for you and try and let you know that.
Yeah, as you
Yeah,
see
I'll
her.
probably make my way over to you.
Eventually,
to
you
look
find
on.
her like walking away from like as you see Tyrion, you know, kind of likewise.
Great.
I like go back into Zenoa mode for a second because she had her retail voice on.
Oh, I understand that deeply.
She kind of looks at you and like eye rolls and just kind of exhales.
Arizaya is here tonight, which is very unusual. So that there's a commotion over in the corner, and just thought you might want to know since he might be interested in one of your original questions.
Good to know.
You all right?
This place sucks.
It is something new. It's different, I'm sure.
How many times have you been here? Done this?
I think this is my 5th year.
I mean, you seem okay.
Well, I follow a same pattern every time, and that helps. Lower anxiety.
Can I get you a drink?
Oh, I don't drink, but thank you. Do you need a drink?
I look back over the guy. No, I think I'm okay. Okay. I'll probably give the rest of them a heads up too.
All right. I just wanted someone to know. Have you seen how? I'm gonna take just a step closer. How often the event happens to keep magic from going around?
It's only happened once so far. Backtracking. Did we already discuss? Do you know what it is? Is it like a detection?
I think it's a detection
or a dispel?
A detection. They want to know that it's present.
So
I
they
don't
only
think-
did. Okay.
I've never seen them cancel it, but people don't usually use magic at the event, so.
I mean, I know that I know the spell to dispel magic. When I saw him mouthing something, would I have recognized
Didn't look like
it?
that.
Not dispel.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, you do have a little bit of modicum of doubt because the way the clerics execute spells are different than wizards.
That's fair.
But from what you could tell, well, you can make an Arcana check if you want.
Rolling so about 14.
14. I mean, as far as you could tell, it didn't seem like that. Like, again, there's still some room for doubt, but it didn't seem like a dispel.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think it might be detection, but I've only seen it once.
Only once. Okay. How long ago?
You said it was like an hour and a half-ish into the night?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm gonna look around for enters really quick.
Make a perception check.
It's kind of cocked, but it's fine. 12.
You don't see her.
Okay. I'm gonna look around for the princess.
Okay. After a minute or two, like, you do see her. You know, as always, engaged with different people.
Actually, before that, I would kind of... Is anyone interacting with the king at all tonight?
No, he is still
Okay.
sitting up on his throne. There's a layer of guards, like, in front of the dais, and
Okay. But nobody's swapping pleasantries with him and all. It's just... Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go up to the princess really quick. How much time do we have left in the night? How many dances did they say?
there's 6 more.
Oh my gosh, okay.
And she seems to be wrapping up a conversation
Great.
and sees you, and she smiles and, well, hello.
Hi, you're very good at this. All of this.
Well, this is what I've been trained to do my whole life.
I know things might be a little different this time around. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Okay.
I'm just sort of moving along like I always do.
I noticed no one's really speaking with your father at all. Is that going to be an option for us? I mean, you are the princess. I just didn't know what's considered appropriate.
Well, I don't know. He might be willing to meet you, but she kind of like leans in a little bit, like with a lower voice, and says, apparently, while I was gone for a while, and apparently he's gotten a bit paranoid with all the rebel activities and sort of increased pressure on everything, that he's gotten a little bit strange, and I don't know if he's going to be meeting with anybody tonight.
Okay. Are you sure of anyone in this room that he absolutely trusts 100%?
Well, I think the ones that we've talked about, maybe.
Okay.
Like I said, he's always said Arizai is really important. He's always said Tilduin is real important, and I think he does have a real respect for the general.
I heard and saw that Arizai is here.
Yeah, I think I saw him over there. That he doesn't always come to this.
Why would he be here?
Well, I don't rightly know. I don't know him as well as the others, so I've only met him a few times in my life.
Right, well, maybe later on in the night we can figure out a time to talk to your father. I have no other in other than you.
It's possible that he could be here, you know, maybe at Leda Tilduin on my father's request to sort of reassure people, since there's apparently a lot of scared people, a lot of scared folk around here, and maybe seeing him would reassure some people that there's, you know, powerful people around. Well, and he is smart, so I'm sure he'll be able to talk about things with them in a reassuring way. I don't know.
Okay.
It's a guess.
Alright. Okay. Keep
You
doing what you're doing.
alright?
I'm a little uncomfortable. I don't know, I was walking all over Shelly's feet out on the dance floor. So,
Well, I mean, we did our best, but you're still new, and
it says nothing for your teaching. It's just,
well, you're under a lot of pressure.
this dress just feels a little.
Well, you do look very beautiful.
Thank you. I'm gonna walk away. Ow. Can I walk away?
All right.
What are you doing?
I'm still trying to keep close tabs on Arizaya and
Yeah, you see her engage with an older, kind of balding man, you know, who kind of looks waspish a little bit, and he's just, you know, like, kind of looking at her squinty-eyed, and you know, engage with her.
I've got a very like plastered smile.
Alright, I'm gonna head over to the Arizaya figure. You said he's getting like bombarded right now, or I'm sorry.
Well, he's engaged.
Okay.
He's definitely not like the same crowd. It's a different reaction than Leader Tildwin, who's like a celebrity, kind of magnetizing people to himself. Arizaya is making waves outward, but not everybody seems comfortable enough to go approach him. But he is engaged in the conversation right now.
Okay, if he's in conversation, I just want to kind of whisk by that. And
Okay, roll a perception check.
That's 21.
Okay. Yeah, you do hear a snippet as he's saying, well, of course, there are a number of approaches to the rebel question. Some of them controversial. I personally think one theory has not been fully or adequately explored, whether or not it is the correct one. The problem, I believe, that with the rebel question is that they are happy, and I think we perhaps expect too much. This is a disagreement that my comrade Leda Tildwin and I have on a regular basis. Take, for example, a troll. Capable of speech, they convey the illusion that they are capable of complex thought. Yet, even if they try, they are simply incapable of comprehending such ideas as society and civilization. Try as one might to explain it, they will simply carry on, killing passers-by and anyone encroaching on their perceived territory, grunting, living in filth, and living in a disgusting life. Yet, a troll is happy being a troll. Therefore, there is simply nothing to be done but to put it down for the sake and safety of any nearby community. These rebels have demonstrated a repeated inability to conceive of a better society than the one where wealthy gain from the poor, and one that benefits their own selfish propensities as they carry out a disgusting lifestyle, killing passers-by. Therefore, it should be considered that they should simply be put down. Pass out of your shot.
I don't want to cast a spell, but I would like to read or just kind of get an insight on, is he wavering at all? Does he just a shot in the wind? Like, does he believe what he's saying?
Okay, do an insight check.
What's my insight? I'm really so bad. 11.
11. It's hard to tell for sure. He's coming at it not with the same passion that Leader Tildwin had. It's a very different type of speech. It's intellectual. It's like detached. It seems clinical, like he's just exploring an angle, you know, like a scientific theory almost. It's like he's not passionate by any means about it. He's just talking, you know, like exploring an intellectual avenue. So you don't really know if that's what he thinks truly, or if he's just talking about a theory, like he said at the beginning, of one of the angles.
Okay. I'm just brushing by, so I'll just keep walking. But something else.
Do I clock you on the way out?
I mean, yeah, you kind of see me being me.
And thank you again for your time and your consideration and conversation. I've had a wonderful time and learned so much. Thank you. And I'm just gonna like beeline over her.
Uh-huh. He just kind of like stares squintily at you as you walk away. And
I'm just gonna walk as unobtrusive. Like I am like so aware of myself. Yeah, I'm so aware of myself in a way that I'm like generally never aware. And I'm actively trying to walk in that like graceful way that like Anthras walks, not in the seductive way, but in like that like the like happy pleasant way of walking through the world in any hopes that I look not creepy. And then I'll walk over to you.
Kind of like Julie Andrews.
Yeah, just kind of floating on it.
Not looking at you. How's it going?
Well, I finally had a conversation, and it was not, I don't think it was friendly.
Okay.
It was more of a quiet judgment.
Any other strides?
Well, I'm trying to get over there to him, but I'm not exactly sure the right avenue to walk in on.
You heard his name, right?
Yes.
Did you hear anything he said?
I wasn't able to get an ear because I was getting an earful.
Well, he seems familiar to Tilwyn, but different. Maybe a little more calculated and cold. Certainly not as impassioned as Tilwyn. Also talked with a very drunk Menuet.
Oh?
I don't know how far we can get with that until he sobers up, let's be honest. But I did talk to him about, honestly, Inthris helped me along as far as who I am goes. I'm talking very quietly, by the way, and away from everybody. But I offered a potential trade partnership with him if I could get him away. But also I need him to be sober out. It was bad.
Did you get any of it in writing?
No, I don't think he could hold a pen.
All he needs to do is put his signature down. Write up something. Have him sign it.
Me write up something? That's all you.
What do you want me to write up?
Elven Cedar?
I'll take out my little notebook.
And I will explain to you what I explained to him, like doing a trade partnership. But I guess we didn't get far enough in the conversation to actually have a trade on both sides.
No, this is a promissory of like conversation.
Okay.
Because he's promising to connect you with somebody.
Ah, yes, Radovan.
Okay, and then I kind of think.
Minister of Trade, that's his title.
Yeah, and while I'm writing this, I'm also kind of like putting together a bit of like a problematic promise in that it makes
Wait, hold on.
it makes him sound like he is much more eager to personally set this connection in motion as opposed to like for the people. Like I'm using very like person specific language as opposed to the people language, and it's not explicit like on a casual read it wouldn't be explicitly problematic, but it definitely gets the feeling like he might be personally trying to do something and undercutting some like system in place just to make it look a little sketchy.
okay.
From his side, not so much from, like we don't know the difference and we're writing a document, and so we're writing a document the way we have like a personal relationship with an individual for trade as opposed to like trade with the people. And I'm hoping that'll do something in regard to like continue to cause a little bit of like ruffled feathers for somebody.
I just,
Okay.
if you think this is a good idea, I don't want to screw us over with this.
It does no harm into having him sign a promissory that we are going to discuss trade. It doesn't guarantee he will trade. But it does make it sound like he is going to be personally the attaché for that conversation.
I'll take it. I want to just turn around and see if I see him if he's conscious?
He is conscious,
Okay,
but
great.
he looks on his way to
All right.
not being.
Just get a signature. Lady Rowan. I can say your name very loudly and give you a bow.
Okay. Thanks. I'll head that way, but I'll let somebody do something else.
Okay.
I'm just gonna make my way over to the wizard.
Okay. So you walk over as there's somebody else is talking at this point, and they all kind of fall silent as you walk up.
I beg your pardon. I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
And Arizai sort of looks you over with this kind of not animosity, just curiosity.
Please allow me to introduce myself. I've heard of great deeds that you have conducted for this country, and I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Asura. I am Defender of the Realm of Corondia. I was part of the attaché to protect the princess, and I protected my country from a recent necromantic attack.
How curious. And how did you earn your title of Defender of the Realm?
I was part of the body that conducted the strategy necessary to take down both the necromancer and his golem giant. I apologize, I don't know the technical term for it, but it was a giant skeleton that was being used magically to destroy the kingdom.
Well, I had heard such tales of a potential seed giant being resurrected.
Seed giant. Yes, that was the technical term.
I should very much like to have learned more about such things, about how that was accomplished.
I'm afraid I'm no wizard, though I've been very fortunate to know of you in my time. But I can certainly speak to what I observed. And we certainly still have individuals in Corondia who have continued to do the work and the research.
Yes, I do think I remember a specific group that involved a tiefling named Asura that was seemed instrumental in that work.
I don't wish to brag about myself, but I am she.
Most curious. The reports have you of a different shade of color.
Yes. Unfortunately, I had a very unusual reaction during a very silly minor situation, and I've kind of permanently been this for quite some time.
Well, that's most curious indeed.
I would love the opportunity, if it's not so inappropriate, to sit down and have a conversation with you. I'm very eager to understand kind of the protection of this country, and really your research in it. I've been very fascinated about the research that's being done in Corondia, and perhaps learn more about your strategies here.
I suppose that can be arranged. I would very much like to hear more about your endeavors in Corondia.
I would absolutely love to provide more details.
Very well. I will send somebody with a time.
Thank you.
Okay.
I just bow politely to everybody and bail out, and then just go, oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck. What have I done?
Roll an insight check for me.
Like I can do any insights around here.
You got this, sis.
Insight 14.
Okay. There's something about him, but you can't quite put your finger on it. Just kind of in the back of your mind, you're just not sure what it is.
Shit. I hate that. I hate that. I hate when you give me that anxiety.
Oh my gosh, it's citrus.
Anytime there's a mysterious character, it's citrus!
If it said this, I swear to fucking God.
Oh my gosh, it's your dad.
Listen, I took my very first feat I took was because she is an anxious little creature, and all you've done is feed her anxiety. Insight. Something's up, but I don't know what.
Oh,
Okay.
it's someone.
But
Sure, yeah, sure, can.
Okay. At this point, a servant approaches you and says, "Good evening, sir. I am to relay to you that you are welcome to have a short meeting with General Cray after the 5th dance,
thank you very much. What dance are we on right now?
which is the first."
Okay, so we've got a ways
You
to go.
asked that in character.
Yeah,
What
exactly.
answer?
What dance are we on? Probably in the anxiety. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
All right. What are you guys doing?
I do slowly, but as soon as possible, let everybody else know that I will potentially have a meeting at some point with him, because I 100% am not going to walk into a room without everyone knowing that I've walked into a room, if that comes up. So, like, I let everybody know that that is a potential.
Okay.
I mean, if nobody's doing anything, I'm walking up to that dude. Paper in hand.
Which? Oh, Terry.
Menu.
Okay. He looks, if anything, more like he's had at least 1 or 2 more drinks since you've gone. Like he's just kind of sitting by himself. Like the other person has left the table. He is, you know.
I wave my hand in front of his face. Hello again.
Hi.
So, do you remember our talk earlier?
We talked.
Elven Cedar. Look, I just thought, what connection the relationship we made regarding maybe trade of goods, or at least a conversation with Minister of Trade, Radovan. You did say that could happen, and you could set that up. So I was just wondering if you get that in writing.
Rav.
Nice.
Good guy.
The paper. Do I have the writing?
I would have given you one.
Radovan's a good guy.
That's
He
great.
does trade.
I put the pen in his hand. Tyrion Menuhip.
That's me.
Yeah. Right that. Right here.
Where?
On the one line at the bottom.
The 3 lines they sing right now.
And he like kind of slumps to the side a little bit and like just like scratches a bit on the page and then like a half onto the tablecloth.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's all right. I'm sure they have somebody to fix that.
Mm-hmm.
Great, thanks. Well, we'll be in touch then, I suppose.
Cedar.
Cedar.
Oh, I don't have any of that.
Yes. Let's see if we can do something about it. Okay, good night.
Night.
Sorry. Tuck. I'll meet up if you talk about that, that you
Yeah.
have a meeting with him. It would make sense for a Stoic to at least be in there with you, Defender of the Realm.
Sure, but
I don't want you to be in there by yourself.
I don't want to either. I have a very weird feeling. And I'm not sure what it is. And of all the time I wish you could just dig around in my brain for a few moments, it would be now. But I have a strong feeling that something is up with him.
Like he doesn't actually look how he presents, or something else.
I don't know if I can be that specific.
It's really hard for me to not be inside people's heads, just FYI.
for the three of you who are not in this conversation, roll a perception check for me.
Oh my gosh, we're cursed.
Dose.
Oh my.
7.
Good perception.
Wait. Toy.
5.
Ooh. We're rolling so. I don't think I've rolled past like a 10.
Yeah,
all
I've
night.
rolled really bad.
Toy.
So let's push this and have the conversations next week.
When the guys are doing better.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need a break and we'll just do something to the dice.
Yeah, let's just go dance. Let's just
Let's
dance
Do
the
a
next few
recap
songs.
of like a
Blessed of the
memory
sun.
of a fight and interacting, you know, like they do in shows, like kilt.
So we don't notice anything, probably.
There's a dance happening.
Yeah.
Can I? The dreams that we had earlier on, especially about when the siblings got manipulated.
Mm-hmm.
There was a voice we kept hearing that, but we never saw a face.
You're talking about in the dream of Belladonna?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think there was one or two voices that we kept hearing, but we never saw faces for those voices.
Yeah, there was one voice kind of narrating the process of her creation.
Having a conversation with him, did his voice sound familiar to me?
Let's call it a history check.
Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby.
Come on, you got this.
So good.
21.
21.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds very similar.
Oh my gosh, you are joking.
That out of your ass.
She does that.
Because I do that conspiracy board shit.
That's just terrible.
All of
You
a
are
sudden you get
joking.
Asura is in a cold sweat, and I grab your arm.
What's wrong?
Um,
Here, let's come over here.
he is a very bad man and has done some terrible things. And I need to talk to some people very quickly
Okay.
before I have a meeting alone with a man who could destroy me.
You're not gonna have a meeting alone with him.
Excuse me for a minute. And I immediately go find Stoic.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you find.
How are you holding up?
The court wizard is the voice.
Which one?
I don't say her name, I just mouth her name.
Okay.
He has access to that lived here. The butterflies. And I have a potential meeting with him. And he knows my name. And he knows what I did in Corundia.
I see why he's so interested to meet you. I think this might need to be a full team meeting with Enthris as well, because she's very vested in this as well.
He could destroy all of us.
He's been trying to destroy much more than that for a long time. I know you're scared, but this is kind of what we signed up for.
No, we signed up to turn somebody, and we are not turning him.
Obviously, but we have a higher mission that we have been working for a long time, and just found the person we've been looking for.
Put us all in harm's way.
Yes, but we can handle this. I don't know how yet. But we can handle this. We just need to stick together to handle this. All of us.
Somebody needs to tell Sarek, I need to find Enthris, and I immediately start scouring for Enthris or her personal ghoul.
Make a perception check.
That's going to be a 21.
You don't see her anywhere. Or Spectre.
Fuck me.
In fact, you haven't seen her since before the ceremony.
Do I hear any whispers about people still talking about her? Or like who she went off with?
You can take some time and kind of walk around.
I'm
and
going to
listen.
take some time to
Roll
listen.
another perception check.
That is going to be a 28.
Okay. You hear one or two people kind of mentioning, governess of Grandia, coming is unusual, or at least, Grandia hasn't shown too much interest in trade with Larendil traditionally. But like, kind of like who is she? Like, where is she? And so, I don't know. I saw her earlier. She was very beautiful. She kind of stands out. I don't see her now. Maybe she's already in meetings. I don't know. Just that kind of thing.
I'm gonna find one of the guys that said, like, if you ever want to set up a meeting, let us know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna ask him if she's currently in any of the rooms. As a protector of the realm, like, one of my jobs is to know where the people of importance are.
I'll find out
Thank you.
immediately.
While she's doing that, I'm looking for Sarek.
Okay.
Steps up in. Yep.
Yeah, after a minute or two, you find him.
Ooh, we got trouble.
Okay.
With a capital T.
Right.
You're welcome.
Nope, that tracks.
So, you know how we're here to turn somebody to our favor, and we also, we had that conversation about there's some other trouble in this country. People that, don't like daylight.
Okay.
We have something about that caliber of a problem, but not that exact problem.
Okay.
I can give you more detail, just maybe not in a public setting. Just trust me that it's that potential.
Or where can we go? What do we need to do?
We're about to be in a meeting with the thing that's that big of a problem shortly, and I think we should all be there.
Okay.
So, yeah. Do you remember when we were shipping that one time, and there that sea captain with beautiful eyes that were so captivating?
Sure.
Okay, yeah. Trouble of that sort.
All right.
So, but much, much higher up the food chain.
Okay. I guess when when that meeting's about to happen, come grab me.
We should probably all stick together for a little bit so one of us does not get pulled in alone. Sora was delighted to meet the court wizard, and we will have a meeting with him shortly.
Okay.
As you're talking, a servant approaches you and says,
Shit.
Good evening, sir. The princess wanted me to relay to you that Leader Tilden has agreed to meet with you after the second dance.
After the second.
Immediately following the second dance. Which should be happening soon.
Would it be rude to have some of my fellow countrymen there. I mean, Tilwyn is kind of a celebrity, and they'd all really like to meet him.
I am not. That's up to you. I am not, I'm not sure. I'll be honest.
I love this. This guy's like, I'll fuck it up.
I'll just slap it on the, I just slap him on the shoulder. We'll just let it be a surprise. What room?
Very well. When it's time, just let one of the servants know and they'll escort you.
Fair enough. So that just happened.
I've got one with John Cray after the 5th dance. So.
But I don't know when Sora's meeting is, and I don't want the team split if we get pulled into.
It's for sure going to be tonight.
Yes.
Okay.
She is a little shooken up, and I don't think she can be alone right now.
I'm walking towards you guys.
Hey,
Hey, what's up?
would you like to go meet a superstar?
Where did Asura go?
You see, I'm standing exactly where I was when I asked that man, can you check?
Oh, I thought you were out, like, looking for...
I was. I tried to make a round, couldn't get any information, so I talked to one of the guys that like sets up the rooms. And I asked if she's in a room right now. So I'm standing there waiting where that guy was.
What's she doing?
What did...
She's a little shaken up. We can explain on the way. You should, but we should all stick together for the rest of the night. Yeah. That was a much easier conversation. She's just like, I understand.
You guys take us to the best places. Yeah.
Ma'am, I've been informed Lady Anthrus has not reserved a room.
Has anyone seen her recently?
Not that we're aware of.
Thank you so much for checking.
Of course.
Is there, like, a courtyard space outside of this room?
I thought we were going to take a break.
No, I'm stressed out.
She's in my notebook. I was thinking the same
We need to
thing.
do some...
I said, do you have your notebook?
I was gonna message her or something.
Oh, do I have? Yes, I have my notebook.
Wait, it's magic.
That's magic. It's like heavy magic.
I really like my notebook.
I can send her a message if we have to.
Okay.
Sorry, what did I do?
Yeah, we're on break. Sorry, I'll figure it out.
I was under the impression you put that in the bag because
Well, that would be the smart thing.
Yeah.
you would have had to convince them to let you bring in a very, very magical notebook.
I mean, it's
Won't
only
get
my
in trouble.
grimoire. I don't understand the problem.
I don't get in trouble for sending a message. I can call my grandma.
Hi, Grandma! We're having
Dan's trash. I wish I was at your house.
I can never say it. Necronomicon?
Necronomicon?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Well, we will be back in about 10 minutes to see how this party progresses.
Oh my gosh, good job!
All right. Welcome back. Hope you had a good break. So we pick things back up as the group is coming together to discuss, which you probably noticed them kind of gathering together and discussing something as a couple of meetings have now been set, and Asura is noticing that they haven't seen Lady Anthrus since before the ceremony. So, what are you guys doing?
I mean, I gather the group together, and I tell them like Lady Anthrus is nowhere to be found. We are-
Including her or not?
Yeah, well, I'll let you in on it.
Okay.
Lady Anthrus is nowhere to be found.
I know someone we can ask about that. I currently have a meeting with Dilton.
What does that mean? He would know something about that?
I would think he would know everything that's going on in this place. And quite frankly, I don't think any of us need to be alone right now.
You need to stay on mission for the first part of this mission.
What is
I
going
understand.
on?
I understand. But as far as I'm concerned, we're going to chat with Tildwin and see whatever information we can divulge. But I don't think we stand Ice Cube's chance in hell of having him change sides. So, but I don't think we need to not meet with him.
Yes, but he might know something about the red.
Yes, I'm aware. That's why I would love it if all of you would join me to have a conversation with him.
Yeah, but I need to find Anthras. And I'm not going to be welcome in that room.
Okay. Then take everyone and go find Enthris, and I'll deal with it. But I'm telling you, Enthris can take care of herself, and I want to find her, but I'm more worried about you in this moment.
Yes, I understand that.
So either come with me and us, or at least take everyone you can with you. Because that's the position you're putting me in.
They haven't started the dance yet.
Well, the meeting is after the second dance, so that's how much time we have to find her.
A few minutes.
And then you need to decide if you're going to continue the search or if you're going to stick with us.
Can we at least ping her?
Have I seen, since I'm like monitoring the night, have they done the thing anymore? I don't know how long.
Roll another perception check.
20.
Let's see. About this time. And about this time is they're actually announcing the second dance, which is about to start. Yeah, and I think right before that you would have seen another, guy walking around doing his thing.
I would tell that to you. I mean, I'm trusting you here. Do you think I can?
I mean,
reach
if it
out?
was just a little bit ago, it probably will last, I would assume, a little bit. So it might last through the dance, but I don't have that, so I don't know the specifics of it. But
Are there any areas outside of this space that
you would
doesn't have
probably
that?
have to have a range. If it's one person, you're seeing one person.
Mm-hmm.
They probably can only do it so far from where they are, which is why you're saying they're walking through people. That's probably why.
Is there like a courtyard space or something detached but still involved?
Yeah, I mean, if you pull one of the servants aside and ask, they say, yeah, there is a courtyard. You are welcome to access.
Yes, I just need a moment.
The gardens. I can show you.
Thank you.
Alright.
And I'll
So
look
you-
at you like that's a yes to your question.
Okay.
So you go with him. And, okay. And he.
Do you want anyone else to go with you?
If anybody wants to go with me,
I'll
but
go
I'm
with
not
you.
asking.
I'll go with you.
We will all go.
Sure.
I'll probably just stay in here to keep an eye on things. I don't know that it does me a lot of good to continue to walk around with you, whereas I can stay my own unit.
That makes sense.
So
So I imagine it's a little weird to watch 4 people just stick close by to each other.
I mean,
We're
we're all from the
foreigners.
same country, so
Yeah,
like,
we're foreigners. It's fine.
yeah, it's
Oh, foreign customs.
we all go to the bathroom together. It's the Karandian way.
No person left behind.
Okay. So you follow this servant out into the kind of cool air that's into very nice trimmed gardens. Very. Not all of them have leaves because it's kind of not quite spring, but you are seeing some that are starting to get buds here, and there's quite a few lanterns and throughout. It's very well lit as of a garden, and you can see some individuals kind of walking in 2s and 3s here and there, periodically through the garden, and he says, "Please just let me know if you need anything else."
Great, thank you.
He turns and walks back in.
Okay, I'm going to get alone other than them.
did you, just so I know, did you point out who it was that you saw casting the spell? so that I can be watching them to see if they make any indication while I know you're out there casting a spell that something is strange?
Yeah, if you asked.
Yeah, I probably would
have.
have asked since you've been clocking this, just so I can have eyes on them, so I know.
I mean, you would probably know it'd likely be the war mages and the.
Great. So I'll
room
just
as
keep
well.
an eye. Try to keep an eye on them,
Okay.
just to see if they act different once she.
Okay.
I guess sending
Mm-hmm.
to Winters. We cannot find you. We would very much like to know where you are right now. Please come inside. I don't know how many words that was.
After a moment, you hear her say, "Safe, but I think I might have been made because of my kind. Stay focused. Stay on mission. Help is on the way."
She's okay. She thinks she's been made, but she said help is coming. Someone knows what she is.
Did you tell her about
I can.
the court wizard being?
She knows this person.
She knows about Belladonna and her brother. Then, just
What do I say?
You're not with her.
No,
Yeah,
we
they
went
all
out.
went
Oh,
together.
you all went out?
Yeah.
She's
Okay,
gonna
I
win
thought-
this.
I'm
She's
sorry.
I
stayed
stayed
by.
in.
She's still
Yeah.
alive.
I thought you went. Okay.
you tell her the puppet master of Greenwood, Belladonna, and Vander is the court wizard Arizona. And he knows who Asura is.
I guess sending. The puppet master of Greenwood, Belladonna, and Vander is the court wizard Arizaya, and he knows who Asura is.
She says, well, that makes sense. I knew Greenwood traded with someone powerful. If it's true, he's very dangerous. Proceed carefully.
I don't really know what we're getting into.
To be honest, I don't either. I just know what he is capable of creating.
I think there's more gaps in my knowledge of the situation than there usually are, because I don't really know what you guys are talking about.
It doesn't seem like it's someone we want to have a meeting with. I don't
If I
want.
back out, he'll know that I know.
I don't know the safest option for us.
Together.
Yep.
I immediately grab your hand though, and like you can feel me like
I-
trembling.
I know, that's fine. We'll get through this. But only if we stay together.
He's just a wizard.
Just get him in room
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Take him down. No problem. We've done worse.
So as you're talking, another servant approaches. A kind of younger girl, who comes to you and says, "Sir, I have a message. I regret to inform you that, no, I'm sorry, it was you, I think, maybe. I can't remember. Who requested Morthag?
I talked to the princess about it.
The princess wanted me to relay to you that the king is not conducting meetings this evening, and sends her apologies.
Thanks for letting me know.
Very well. And, ma'am, in good news, your meeting with the court wizard has been granted for just before the 6th dance.
Just before the 6th dance.
I'd rather the 5th dance.
We have a busy schedule.
Uh-huh.
Thank you so much. It's very kind of you to let me know.
Of course. And she turns and leaves.
How much time has usually been between dances, roughly?
About an hour.
Okay.
Oh.
You do okay.
This is long enough for a short rest, right?
I mean, you could try. Yeah.
Do you have whatever recovery where you can like get a spell slot back?
I didn't
No,
take that with me.
that's-
It's magical.
Oh crap!
I do have I have a tome that lets me do one.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I was trying because those messages.
No,
are
that's a
level
wizard
3,
thing.
right?
It's all right, boy. I'm
Yeah.
thinking level. What am I? 11. Let's go.
All right.
Got all the spell slots.
All right.
I have no weapons. I am soft and squishy.
The amount, like, the precision picking of spells. I'm like, okay, what are we doing? What are we doing? What's the plan?
A lot of buffs. A lot of buffs.
But also, I'm gonna hurt you too. Hopefully.
Okay. And you'd probably hear, like, faintly from outside that the music has shifted in a way that's a little bit more jaunty. So you're with them, right?
I'm inside. I was keeping an eye to see if anyone noticed the.
They didn't.
Okay,
There's
great.
no reaction that you
Great.
can see.
Okay.
So I would think that there's a distance. Great. And then I just want to like start listening in on Greyleaf because I don't really know what's going on with them, but
Okay.
yeah, I just want to start listening in on that. Clocking who he's dancing with, and I would like to find a partner and get on the dance floor and try to dance somewhat near him.
Okay. He is not dancing.
He's not dancing. Oh, amazing.
He is currently sitting at another table, surrounded by other stoneman soldiers. Yeah, just kind of like stone-faced and not very happy looking. You know, occasionally making comment, kind of leaning in and making comments to the men around him as they make comments to him and that sort of thing. He just doesn't look, he looks very serious and very unhappy.
Is he normally like that?
From what, every time you've seen him, yeah.
Okay, great.
You'd have to get pretty close because they're not talking loudly. So
Okay.
you'd have to get really close to try to listen in.
Okay.
So it's up to you.
I probably won't get really close right now. Do any of the guys around him get up to dance at all? No, they all are just sitting there.
Yeah, any of the people who look like they may be part of his crew, so to speak, don't seem to be at all down with this whole.
Are they drinking at all?
There are some drinks in front of them, but
Okay.
None of them look drunk in any means. Like they're all kind of sitting there looking intimidating and mean. Like they're all like like what you've seen of like hardcore stonemen, like who are just
Right.
very warrior based, and they look just a little bit out of place, but
Okay.
in that way.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So if we're doing everything together now, does that mean you're coming with me to my meeting too?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can be
All of them together.
flies on the wall and let you have a conversation, but like
You just want to be in the room.
I think we all need to stand together because at this point, with the dangers in this place, and I think we'd find you before this conversation. I think you
Okay.
need to stay with us.
You want me to stay with you?
Probably as much as possible
Yeah.
without staying with us.
As much as you're
Nearby.
as much as you're comfortable with.
Okay.
Because things tonight may go bad,
All right.
and I just think it's safer if we are all within at least eyesight of each other.
All right. I will stay within eyesight.
That would. We want to make sure that all of us make it out of here, including you.
I appreciate that.
Are you going to be able to handle Tilden with me, or do you need to take some time to compose yourself?
I'm not going to say a word. I don't want to cause any more harm.
Well, I'm sure I'll do plenty for the both of us. I will find an assistant, and my companions and I have a meeting with Lord Tilden.
Okay. Yes, I'll go check on that.
Thank you.
As he disappears and you kind of wait, and as the second dance is ending, you see kind of a flash of white in the corner of your eye, and you turn and you see Sister Carrie in the white dress you saw her that she used to wear, but like very clean, vivid white, like has obviously gotten some work done to repair it and
Yeah.
spruce it up and everything like that. A very plain but pure white dress.
How much does she stand out from the crowd?
Well, in this sea of black and red,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Very angelic.
yeah, like an egg in a pile of coal. You know, and she looks very self-conscious as she's walking around, kind of beelining towards you guys, and walks up and says, "Hi."
Kitty.
And she kind of talks low to you guys, like, change of plans. We switched places. She thought it would be safer for your mission. And I'm kind of suddenly regretting wanting to be here.
Well,
I mean, not really, but yeah, I am.
yeah.
I
So,
mean, I want to be here for you, but I don't, yeah. I think I may have worn the wrong thing.
you look stunning. She did not tell you some information before you arrived, correct?
She told me that she thinks that she may have been made, like detected.
She didn't tell you the other key part?
No.
All right. Kiri.
I don't know, we've been apart for a while. It's taken a while to get in and, get over here and all that.
And I'm just gonna like lean in and just whisper in her ear about the core visit. And then as I come up, I'm just gonna.
Oh, smart idea that was.
I'm not letting her not know. And I try to make it look like I just like told a very funny story.
Yeah. What are we gonna do?
Stay together.
Yeah, but what are we gonna do?
Stay together.
Yep, that's the plan.
Oh, good. That's really, really not good.
Correct. And I like hold on to her hand, and I'm just like shivering.
Just hold back any anger as long as you can. We're gonna be walking a very delicate line.
Well, if he knows you, like I was there too.
I'm aware.
I was in that battle.
I'm aware.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think your name is a part of it.
I don't know. I was in some plays about it. Like
I don't know if this is terrible or great, but I know if that I don't show up at a meeting that I have been confirmed for, it will be very obvious why I'm not there. Unless we can find a reason for me to get kicked out before then.
without being, disappeared for questioning.
Correct. And also
Oh, good.
getting kicked out and also not ruining any chances of us actually doing the 40 other things we're supposed to be doing tonight.
Have we any progress?
Have this.
We have a
Drunk guy.
We have a drunk man's signature.
And a couple of meetings.
Okay. I have to accept Ixie's bad stuff too.
More than that, how did you get in?
Well, I mean, I'm still part of her retinue. I mean,
So through the front.
yeah.
Okay. I just didn't know if by some miracle of a chance you snuck in and therefore would know a good way for us to get out.
I wish. No.
I was so
I don't
happy
think
to see
I'm
you.
wearing the right thing to sneak right now.
Do you at least have your holy symbol?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're gonna try and talk out as much as we can, but if push comes to shove, and we gotta take one, two birds, one stone.
Okay. I mean, does she know? Like, does...
I don't even know. Okay.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. I mean, I don't know all the details, but we've faced some pretty horrible stuff in Karandia. And we think this person had something to do with it, somehow. I mean, Enthers always speculated that Lord Greenwood had traded with someone powerful for the... Well, and if Vander and Belladonna were created by him, I can't even imagine what he can do. They were powerful, and like, they almost killed you guys. Well, did kill you, right?
Yep. Death number 1.
What makes you think we can take this person off?
Well,
Here?
We can't.
we can't.
Nope.
I'd rather try to get in his good graces in some way by maybe lying to where we could have a meeting at another point and come better prepared. But
We just have to survive.
Listen,
I just don't know if we're gonna have the chance to walk away from this
Have-
once we enter that room.
but have you told her any of this?
No.
Can I?
Sure.
Look, I know you've been like struggling.
Yes.
In Karandia, we fought some people who killed a lot of people, and were raising them back to the dead, including kids. Who attacked an entire city. Thousands of people died. Raised a seed giant 100 feet tall that we fought against. And really almost lost. I mean, it was a massacre. And some of those people perpetuating it were, we think, created by the court wizard. From that and Anthracis speculations, I mean, he's evil. Like really evil. By any definition.
I understand.
I know you're struggling, so I just thought you should know.
I appreciate that. And you're having a meeting with him.
Would you care to join
Looks
us?
like it.
I don't see why I would be in that meeting. But I was wondering if maybe we could just schedule a meeting as well. That way there's a reason for... You're a duchess now, right? You told me. Did you tell me before? Yeah, your cover story. If we schedule our own meeting, then it gives me at least a reason to have gone back. And I can be nearby.
How does that work?
Because I schedule a room as well.
Together rule.
I mean, maybe as a facilitator between your nation and ours, like a connection point. You traveled with us.
That's true.
We would hate to make any cultural faux pas.
We would hate that.
I don't know. Maybe he'll be on better behavior in front of one of his own.
Can't risk getting caught. That or we bring the princess in. He wouldn't do anything in front of her.
That's probably true.
It's not a bad idea.
You're sure?
He is the entrusted court wizard of a king who gives him everything he wants. He can't break that friendship.
Oh, I don't know if it's a friendship.
He can't break that flow
He
of
can't
resources.
break his puppet.
Mm-hmm.
Not yet. He hasn't won this war yet.
Seems like Karandia all over again.
It is Corundia all over again. But worse.
I'm a proponent of putting as few people in danger as possible.
And I am a proponent of walking out of here tonight alive.
Yep.
At this point, a servant comes up and says, you can follow me for your meeting with Leader Tilda.
Thank you. Anyone? So does everyone want to go with?
Would love to. It'd be an honor to get to meet him.
Can I do some sort of insight check? Because everything in me is telling me it's not a good idea for me to constantly be with them. Can I, is there a, other than, yes, saying like someone in between both like cultures, but is there any other reason I can think of to get like my own meetings back there so that I'm at least nearby, or?
Let's see. This could
Because
be...
I want to help, I just don't know that I want to be seen with them the entire night, especially if something does go wrong.
I'd say this would be either insight or just intelligence, whichever you prefer.
My intelligence is +2. 17.
Okay. I think you would know that it's not uncommon for unusual attachments to meetings like this, mainly as I
witnessed this transaction happen, or?
No, as a sort of networking thing, like a bid to
Okay.
get in a meeting with somebody important. So like it might just be, it wouldn't be unusual for somebody in your position to utilize this to
The fact that they're going
get
in
a
to
meeting
get a
with
meeting
somebody
with Tilden.
important.
Okay,
and
great.
You're using
Yeah.
us.
Great. As long as
Yeah.
my accent.
It might just be written off as that. you know.
Amazing. Then I will go
It's
with you.
possible you get a little more eyes on you, but it's,
Right.
you know, it is depending on what they do, I guess. You
Right.
know, but,
Okay.
it's not uncommon for that sort of
Perfect.
thing.
Just
to
making
happen.
sure, because I don't. Yeah.
So, all right. So they're waiting. He's waiting.
Fantastic. Let's
Not keep him waiting.
Let's go. I kind of polish my guardian's medallion.
Defenders of the realm.
Defender of the realm on my chest.
The little
Yeah. Get ready to go in. Lead on.
All right. So he turns, and you all follow as a group with Kiri. And you are led down the hallway a little ways, to a door where the servant knocks politely, and there's a kind of muffled voice to come in, and he opens it, kind of stands to the side, and gestures for you to enter. And as you walk in, you see inside Leader Tildwin, and there's a sort of what looks like a kind of smaller dining hall of sorts, and you can see on one side of the table there's been some food and drinks laid out. You can see he's kind of changed out of his more striking, uniform, so to speak, from his speech and everything, to a little bit more simpler black, kind of still sleek and fitted uniform, with like no rings or adornment or anything like that, except for a rose on his lapel. And you see he's in the middle of talking to another servant and saying, "Thank you, but all of this won't be necessary. You may keep a minimal amount, but please take away the excess and see to it that it's distributed where needed. Don't let it go to waste."
Thank you.
And you see the servant grabbing a couple more people and getting, as you're kind of standing there waiting, and he kind of gives you a smile as they finish taking off what was a pretty excessive amount of food and drink, leaving just some couple loaves of bread and some cheese and a bottle of wine and some glasses and things of that nature. And he says, "My apologies. Such excess is necessary for entertaining foreigners who are a bit alien to our way of thinking. But I hope you'll indulge me in keeping to a minimal lifestyle that corresponds with the rest of the people."
Absolutely.
Excellent. Well, have a seat. It really is a privilege to meet such honorable guests from so far, and who have already done us such a great service in protecting our beloved princess.
We've grown quite fond of her in our travels.
She is very lovely, isn't she?
She is.
Yeah. Well, I am, of course, Leader Tildwin, Minister of Communication for the people, who I have the privilege of speaking with.
I'm Stoic, Songsteel, Defender of Corania. And this is Lady Rowan, thank you.
Duchess of Durian,
Yes.
Carandia.
We hope you don't mind.
I'm Akira Donnelly, the Fomorian Minister for Resource and Distribution.
Of course. West,
Yes.
it's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you as well.
We traveled for a short time together, and she's been very helpful on helping us better understand your customs and
insights into the ways in which the country distributes and makes sure that the people have everything that they need.
That is an incredibly important role, and that's not just flattery. It is, most people do not consider such perceived to be menial tasks as important, but it is every bit as important as protecting our borders. It's if we cannot feed our people, then we're not doing our job.
Of course. I do it with great pleasure.
Yes, and it is really good to know that we have such people who are so reliable. He kind of says it with like a little bit of an emphasis, you kind of harken back to what the princess said.
Yeah.
Asura, I'm also a defender of the realm of Carandia. And I do apologize for my appearance.
Why would you apologize?
I am imminently aware of my perceived personhood in this country. And it was not something I took lightly when I joined this attaché, but I wanted to give back to the country that has given me so much. And I wanted to thank you for the opportunity to be here today.
Well, that is quite commendable. And I beg you patience and forgiveness for our people. We have a long history of enmity with the South, and you are not from, you're from Carandia.
I am.
You are not from that same area. And it's not to say even everyone from Al Raqqa is necessarily evil. It's just a long history of blood, unfortunately. And so I ask forgiveness. People can be so much like children at times, where they only think in the most shallowest of emotions, and we have to have patience in order to work with them.
Well, I thank you for yours very much.
Yes, and you?
My name's Sarek. I basically make sure these chuckles stay safe and secure.
All right.
You do a fine job at it.
Thank you.
Well, and I thank you for making sure our princess is staying safe and secure as well.
It's my pleasure. She's quite the delight.
So, I am glad to meet you all. I am very thankful that you protected our Visette. Like, she is very dear to us. I understand you wanted to discuss some trade opportunities, potentially.
That and just to kind of get to know some, a little more about your country and the members of its leading faction. I will say, and I hope I mean no offense, you seem quite different than the man who gave the speech at the beginning of the ball.
Well, one speaks in private a little bit differently than in front of a crowd. It's practiced speech. It's a little more impassioned. I do believe everything I said up there. I hope I'm not disingenuous in that way. I do believe in what I said, but of course, there's a tool for every time,
And so,
every context.
so your feelings. I'm curious, just because. I mean, it's no secret that your country is having struggles with a rebellion right now, which happens with every country. We've had our fair share. Granted, most of our rebels were undead. So it was a little different, but I guess I've been to your capital, and I've spoken to one of your loyals, and she's explained everything and how everyone gets their fair share, and I'm struggling to understand why you have a rebel issue at all.
Yes, that's a complex question that would take quite a lot longer than I fear I would be able to give you to fully explain. But the simple version is, as I said, they are people of a very different mindset than we are. They are, we would say, selfish. They are people who are incapable or unwilling to see beyond themselves, who can, when a culture, when a nation is striving to move forward, it's difficult because most people are not advanced enough to set themselves aside for a greater good. They don't understand what true nobility is, and I don't mean nobility in the classist way. I mean nobility of character, of being willing to sacrifice oneself for others, and being willing to eat less, but still what you need, but eat less, maybe not drink as fancy a wine so that others can drink it all. And share everything so that everyone has something, and we don't have a situation where there's a few who rule and own everything, and the rest are all enslaved, whether they call it slavery or not, to them. And I think the truth is that this is really hard, and we see this with no offense, like foreigners coming in and looking at our simplistic way of life, and they might mistake it as poverty. In fact, I've heard similar accusations, and the truth is, no one starves, but if someone is looking at our simpler way of life, you have to understand we are not impoverished. We are freed of the burden of ownership. We are free just to be ourselves. We're not chasing materialistic things or being wrapped up in riches and wealth and power and all these other trappings that come with the evils of wealth. We are able to simply be our truest and best selves, not the ones obsessed only with our own selfish desires. The self that is where all self-sacrifice, service, and true nobility of character comes from.
Well, I don't want to eat up our time with a philosophical debate. But I do think there would be things that our country could help you with. Is there anything that you would appreciate from outside of your own borders?
Well, I do know there, and I apologize, trade is not my primary avenue, but or expertise. I do know there are resources that Karandi has that are somewhat unique, and some rich mines, for example, which if I'm not mistaken, the province of, well, where is your governess that I was told was with you all?
She has been quite popular. Unfortunately, she's been tied up with meeting after meeting. We were very much hoping that she would be able to break away for this particular one, especially for someone of your merit and standing and true just nobility of personhood. But unfortunately, she very much got tied up in other conversations. So I do apologize that we are the envoy for this conversation.
That is unfortunate. I would very much like to have met with her as well.
She
But I
is
understand.
equally sad about that.
And I apologize we didn't meet you, and Curious is, yes, I am Sister Curie. And he kind of looks her and he says, "The priestess of Ixie, is that correct?" And she kind of looks a little bit surprised and nods, and he's like, "Well, you will find we have a slightly different take on the gods here, but you're welcome nonetheless. Unfortunately, our primary difficulty, to answer your question, is that, quite simply, we don't live, if you will pardon just a bit more direct terminology, we don't believe in capitalist exploitation. So we believe in fair and equal management of resources for all. Thus, we cannot provide the unjustly high premiums that come from a single source of trade, like, for example, the Shining Empire Trading Company. We can only bargain with fairness. And so those who deal with us must be willing to be trade partners for something better than simple greed. And not many are. So if Karandia is open to that sort of condition, we would more than welcome open trade and building a strong partnership with them."
I think one of our group has a meeting with one of your trade masters.
I did speak briefly, lightly. The name Radovan, is that the Minister of Trade here?
Well, Minister of Trade for Cragsdale, yes.
Yes. I believe I spoke to Menuep.
Tarian Minuet, yeah.
Yes. We spoke briefly on it, but you've given me much to think on as far as your philosophy and better understanding how we can trade with you well. Is
I apologize if that conversation was challenging in its own way.
It was very entertaining.
Yeah, Leader Minuet is under a great deal of stress lately.
I'm sure.
In what way?
Well, the war weighs heavily on his mind, always. And a gathering like this can be a chance to let loose in his mind. It's not the sort of behavior I personally agree with, but I try, as I said, we must have patience with our children.
He did speak about Radovan, the minister. Is he here tonight?
I am not certain, to be honest with you.
He wasn't certain as well.
I'm certain one of the servants can help you.
Sure, yeah, thank you.
I will say, there are other people that can take care of trade deals. We're not really responsible for that, or I'm not, and you're not. I truly just wanted to meet you to take your measure, and I'm quite impressed. I find getting to know the leadership of other countries, and especially ones that I've heard so much about. I mean, your name has traveled quite far. I'm looking forward. I'm going to try to meet General Cray as well. Excited for that. But the one I was most excited for, I haven't heard them be announced. I was truly looking forward to meeting the Ruby Judge.
Yes, unfortunately, she was not able to attend tonight's event. Her duties have taken her elsewhere, unfortunately.
And she is one of your direct reports, I believe, correct?
We've had a very close working relationship for many years.
Man, I mean, we're not going to be in country very long. Do you know if there's any possibility I would get to meet her?
Well, I will certainly let her know if she is available, but she stays very busy and travels quite a lot as part of her duties.
Oh, so she's not even in city then.
Well, you have to understand, she's involved in a lot of sensitive operations that I can't disclose openly.
I am gonna like squeeze Kiri's hand, but also like kind of look over at you while this conversation is happening to hope somebody can get a gauge of it.
It's not me.
Yeah, me neither. I have no insight. But I want to help Kiri.
Well, I guess I'll try to be specific. As far as insight goes, I could try to, for body language, gauge if he's, when he said in city, could I clock if, or yes, he didn't say yes or no, but maybe that, like, he's covering up.
Like if he doesn't actually know.
Being
Yeah.
a little
If he's just making something up, or if he's
Covering for her.
Roll an insight check.
A natural one.
Oh no!
Okay, we're doing.
How did Kiri go? Because I tried to give her the hope action.
Oh.
Well, I mean, you won't know until you ask her at some point.
Sure, but I wanted to say that I was
Okay.
trying to actively help her with that gauge.
Sure.
It's like I'm locking in with you, girl. I'm trying to help you suss that out, but I know she can't tell me the answer, but I just wanted to make sure she had a role in there.
Needs a natural one montage for this.
Right, truly.
If you'll indulge me, we don't see many of your kind around here. Where are you from?
I am actually from a monastery up forget which mountains. Shit. Up in the mountains of Karandia.
Not even close. A whole different part of the world.
Damn it!
The world thorns.
Oh yeah, the world. Okay, from a monastery in the World Thorns. I was raised there, and then left and began my travels, and ended up in Karandia.
So are you a priest too?
I was training to be. Matter of faiths are complicated.
That is a true statement. It's hard to maintain faith in almost anything so ethereal when there's so much tragedy in the world.
I agree.
That is why we have turned to things more concrete, like the people. This is here. It is now. It is concrete. We can look and touch and taste and feel.
I will admit that your ideas and ideals do sound helpful and promising. But then again, they are foreign to me, and so I can only go off of what I can gauge, and what I've gauged it that most people here tonight are very happy.
Well, we have much reason to be. I believe this is a beacon of hope to a dark world.
I mean, but now as for your rebellion, obviously not everyone's happy. But they seem to be small in number.
And not without hope. Even they, I don't think, are beyond redemption. I believe we can, if we could just talk, I believe they could be made to see. I believe they could understand.
You mean?
I don't believe anyone is without hope.
So you feel that if you were to find them, you'd be able to re-educate them correctly?
I don't even know if any correct education has happened in the first place. I think this is where I differ from some of my colleagues who wish to simply exterminate them whole. I would rather not resort to death and violence if possible. I prefer not to go down that route if we can.
So you're hoping maybe rehabilitation?
No, that could be a word, yes. It's more of, I just believe that if we could talk, I believe people are fundamentally good, and that they can be made to see the good of what we're doing here if we can just talk it out.
Have you tested that theory at all?
No, yes. We've had lots of people who thought differently and then realized the error of their ways and saw the truth, and they're very much happier now.
There's rehabilitation in place currently?
Well, yeah, all over the nation. I mean, if I may even be doing it right now. Maybe you will maybe you'll hear what I'm saying and take it back to your own nation. Perhaps you will be inspired to change within your own nation, to see the light that can be brought there. All of this is rehabilitation of the state of the mortal races.
So you're hoping to expand your teachings outside of your borders?
Well, that's maybe larger ambitions than me. I think we have a lot of house cleaning in our own house to do first.
Well, I mean, by your speech, it sounds like that should be ending soon, right?
We do have such hopes, yes.
Like, that's amazing. I mean, you guys have been dealing with rebels for how long? I'm not.
About 3 years.
3 years, wow. And you believe you can bring it to an end soon?
Yes. I have reason to believe that I think light will prevail.
I apologize for being so bold. It took a bit of a luck from our experience to defeat our rebellion with the necromancers. I'm just very curious to know the skill and knowledge that you all possess. You know, you're not dealing with the gods, you're dealing with the people. And I was very curious to know kind of your pathway towards this. Perhaps as an opportunity for us to learn and grow as well.
Yes. Well, I do think people are a bit more complex than zombies and ghosts.
That is very true.
And it's perhaps a bit more straightforward, but with people are more complex and understanding they're not simplistic creatures as some would want to treat them. But all the worse when they do become evil, because they are capable of such good. That's what makes them evil. You know, a saber-toothed tiger in the north is not evil for killing one of us. It's doing what it does. It doesn't know any better. But a human does. An elf does, a dwarf does, a gnome does, all the mortal races do. And that's what makes them evil when they do choose to go against what's good. So I fear it is a little bit different a problem. Yeah, but I believe that if we have people in the right place that will, if we have people in the right place doing the right things, I believe good will prevail. And maybe that sounds trite, but I believe it.
So you have people now in positions that are doing good that'll be able to quell this rebellion quickly.
Could I try to put insight check when he said people in right places? Like, if it's like, if he's giving, like, scheming, like, overthrow.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I'm on natural one. Oh
Pretty
my.
Pretty close.
Wow. 14.
Okay. Forgot I'm supposed to be. All right.
He's gonna put scissors on the throat.
As far as you can tell, he seems sincere.
Okay.
You know, like a believer.
Okay.
I forget what we were saying.
I was asking if you already have people in place to quell this rebellion.
Oh yes. Well, we are very thankful to have a lot of talented people in positions of leadership that the people have chosen. Of all sorts of different avenues, and not all of them getting quite the spotlight they maybe deserve, but such as our minister here. But there's a lot of people. It takes a lot of people to run a nation, and it takes a lot of people doing the right thing to run it well. Which is why this type of work is so commendable, because they might not be standing up on stage and giving speeches, but that does not make her any less important.
I would agree with that. I also actually get the great pleasure of talking with the court wizard later tonight. And I've heard he's done immeasurable work to helping quell this rebellion. Are the two of you equal partners in that?
Well, we believe we're all equal.
I mean, in the regards to the actual, like, the doing of the thing, the actual day-to-day work of it all, not just the ideology of it all.
He has his specialities, as I do, and he certainly has contributed a lot to the people in many great ways.
Is he part of the resources that you're using, that you're feeling very confident in quelling this rebellion?
Well, he has been instrumental in a lot of things, in a lot of ways, not just in matters of the rebel question, but in, well, even things like logistics and communication and the other things that are necessary for daily life to progress and for our nation to grow stronger. Violence is not the only thing we must focus on in order for a nation to move beyond barbarism. And he's played a part in a lot of different efforts along those lines.
You've been ever so helpful, and we are rather excited to meet him. Not nearly as much as we were to meet you, but we had our own court wizard as a defender, and unfortunately, he's no longer with us. But we're very excited to meet another court wizard, and I know with ours he was very, let's say, eccentric, which I tend to find most court wizards to be, and so any insight you could give us to not offend or be offended by your court wizard would be greatly appreciated.
I suppose I would strive not to be overly emotional. He's a very intellectual man. He's very intelligent. Probably more intelligent than you or I, or anyone in this room. No offense intended. But he's said he would appreciate logic, rationality, and science.
He doesn't have any weird habits or anything like that. Ours.
Well, he does keep to himself, for the most part.
Our court wizard had a fire issue for a while.
Could smoke anything.
Yeah, that was a problem too.
I see, and you see a servant kind of like step inside the door and kind of nod to him, and he says, "Well, you'll have to apologize. I have to apologize. I have another meeting.
Understandable.
But it was truly a pleasure meeting with you." And he kind of stands up, to kind of walk you out of the room. And it is good that Karandia has such polite people who are looking into the right things. And I do hope what we're doing here inspires you. Like, it is very important to be looking, to do the right thing when there's just so much darkness and the tragedy in the world.
I'm sure we'll get to speak again.
I think we will.
Thank you for your time, your honesty, and more importantly, your passion for your people. It speaks well of this nation.
I'm just trying to do my part.
It's a pleasure.
Enjoy the evening.
Thank you.
I think as I'm walking by him on the way out, I go, "Oh, Femoria also has a lot of birds, some red cardinals and stuff. So I know that we've been having trouble with communication. So if at any point you need more birds, we of course are plentiful in our area."
Well, thank you very much. That's very
course.
good to know.
I'm sure we could find a way to help.
I'll make sure the appropriate parties are aware. So,
As we're walking out, could I try just as we're leaving, just to see? I don't know how soon the meetings match up, but just to see if there's anyone walking in for the next meeting. I can clock who it is if they're there yet.
yes, there is somebody waiting outside. You don't recognize them. They just seem like an official of,
Do I recognize them?
roll a, will this just be history, maybe?
Oh my god.
Our dice really said we want to cause nothing but pain.
Oh, but I... 9!
You worked great when you were rolling against us.
Yep.
Now that you're rolling
For you.
with us.
My dice don't like it. They're scared.
Okay. So what'd you roll?
9.
A 9. Yeah, I mean, you probably recognize them as a government official, but you're not sure what.
Okay.
What role? Because you don't know all the hundreds of people that are here. So. Okay. So you guys make your way back out to the ball, and
I would love to get some refreshments And I just like start to go towards the refreshment area to find like a little private spot that seems to be like not wells, like not a lot of people are circulating around there.
Mm-hmm.
Just to like give us a chance to reconvene.
Okay. Yeah. So we will kind of congregate at a spot kind of to the side.
Kiri, did you clock anything?
Well, I can see why people are drawn to him. He's very convincing. No, I don't know. I mean, he didn't seem. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. He seemed like he was paying attention to you a little more. I don't know if that means anything. I mean, maybe just because you're half orc.
I guess that's probably strange here.
I haven't seen anybody else.
I couldn't read him, but when I asked him about the Ruby Judge, did you feel like he was confident in knowing where she is? Or did it seem like he was covering for her? Because all the reports that we've had is no one's seen her in months.
Well, I mean, he seemed. I guess he seemed like he wasn't gonna talk about it. Like military secrets or something, government. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know. He seems like a really convincing man. Elf, I guess, man.
Seems like he's convinced of his own bullshit.
Well, I guess I mean I don't know if I would know if he was not sure or not about her. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
What did you think?
He seemed the same as he always has. He seems to be a true believer in what it is that he does, and
That was your read? I got hints of psychopath.
One and the same.
That man honestly believes that he can torture people and reprogram them to seeing his way.
I think he believes that, yes. From the one story you've told me about when you saw him, he seemed, in your description, upset that he could not change their minds, that he wanted a different way. So, in his own way, he is trying to make... I think that is just further proof that he is a true believer in what it is that he does and what he believes.
I will give him that. I just...
Whether or not he is wrong is a different story.
No, we're not doing this.
I'm with you. I don't think he's gonna turn. Who's next on our list?
Well, I couldn't manage a meeting with the king, apparently.
You couldn't, or you can?
I don't know. I was informed that he's not taking meetings. I talked with the princess.
Why can't we still go after the soldier underling? I know we're going to talk to the lead soldier.
Red
Mayleaf
Axe.
or yeah, the red axe. Mayleaf or grey leaf,
I
maybe?
mean, we can. It's after this. What time is it now? Did we miss a dance?
No, this is probably about 20 minutes or so.
In
So like
between
you're
the
probably
second and
like
third.
halfway maybe, like halfway to the third dance.
And yours is at
After the fifth dance.
fifth, and yours
Before the 6th.
after the fifth, before the sixth. Okay. So we'll knock both of those out in the same meeting period. Yeah, we got a bit of time. We could try to meet with him. I haven't seen him.
They're the angry men sitting at that table over there.
Oh,
I tried to get a beat on them, and they very much stay to themselves and have not really been drinking or talking to other people.
Gentlemen.
how's I didn't want to say it, but yes. Okay.
I will not be a friendly face to that conversation.
Would you guys just stay within sight, please?
We'll stay close by. We'll have some drinks.
Let's go grab a drink.
Do they seem the rowdy type? Or do
I mean, they
seem the
like
disciplined?
war, yeah. So I don't know. I think they seem like stone men.
What are they looking like over there right now? What are the tables she pointed to?
About as described. Like, just not fitting in, not really, it's not their jam.
And what, they're just kind of
And these
quiet
are the ones
and
that don't like
Yeah, I
general
mean, they are kind of
prey
talking
that
to each
much.
other a little bit, you know,
Mhm.
but kind of like, you know, just looking out with a little bit of hostility towards all this.
they're not rowdy and rambunctious. They're
No, they're
Yeah.
just distant, like, you know, not participatory.
gotcha.
All right.
While we're heading over, I do want to find what's his face again. Our creepy little dude.
Ethereum?
Odd, yeah.
Yeah, the odd,
Okay.
freaky weird dude. I'm just gonna quickly pass by him and just say, I would advise you and your friends to take your leave around the 5th dance of the evening.
A word of prophecy.
As a divine spiritual leader, keep you and yours safe this evening.
Well, I'm probably gonna be tired soon.
It is a long evening.
Right, well. I hope you don't cause any trouble where I have business. And he walks away.
I'm just like, there, I held up my end of the fucking bargain.
Okay.
You ready? And let's do it. So we'll head over. If there's any open seats, I'll try to slide into one next to the guys.
Well, you do walk over towards the empty seat, and one of the soldiers stands up and puts his hand on your chest and just looks you up and down. You see this kind of muscular guy with this kind of longer beard, and can I help you?
Honestly, I was looking for a moment of silence in this place, and this seemed like the best place to find it.
Find your silence elsewhere.
If you're not gonna say it out loud, keep going. I just figured you'd help me out. I just thought fellow soldiers would understand.
You ain't a soldier like us.
I may not be from your country, but you can trust me. I've seen my share.
And you see him start to say something more, and then Greyliff speaks up, and he says, "What do you want?"
Honestly, I just wanted to get the read and make of the soldiers of this country. And you guys look like the toughest bunch in this room, so I thought I might come over and take a gander.
Well, you're having a gander.
Indeed. I mean, I don't know what we're doing here. They obviously don't want us here. They don't want to hear what we have to say. They don't want to tell us anything. I mean, it's probably not worth it, honestly.
Are we playing good combat? Okay.
See, they're hard to read.
You're just getting kind of a cold, hard stare from Greyliff, who is this kind of bearded, a little bit longer hair, a guy with like this kind of scarred and pockmarked face, like where part of his beard is like, you know, the scars are like, you know, kind of cutting into the beard and everything. And he's kind of wide and big set, but also muscular, probably middle aged, but like not delicate by any means. He still looks every bit the warrior.
Oh yeah.
He's just giving you his cold, hard stare.
We can leave, but I'm curious. Where did you get that scar? That looks amazing.
Which one?
Well, the one like right here. You said it was on the chin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In the desert.
Sand did that?
Well, more of the people in the sand.
Gotcha. I start to peel back a little bit of what I'm wearing, like from a beholder, believe it or not.
Here
Oh,
we
we're
go.
doing this.
Yeah.
This is
Yep.
awesome.
Roll a persuasion.
Come on.
Above a 3 at this point.
11.
Yes.
It's easy because I roll straight. Nope. Actually, in the desert. Ish.
I'm not sure I believe you. Why don't you sit down and tell us your tale, and I'll tell you if I believe it or not in the
All right.
end.
Will do. Pull up a seat.
I will start to sit with him, or does he allow that, or is he like?
Yeah, the guy steps aside.
Okay.
Like,
No, only him.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't have a shower. I don't
That's interesting about me.
So as he says that and gives you the chance to tell your tale, that's where we're gonna end tonight.
Sarek did a thing.
You need to write the most epic story. So we get to start with,
Yeah.
It was a cold and stormy night.
And that's how I knew I could never, ever eat frog again. Like, what the fuck story is
Not where I thought that was going.
They all just started dying. This guy's hilarious.
That'd be great.
I am literally sitting here in panic mode.
I'm trying not to panic. I'm just like,
I've been in panic mode since the minute I figured out who that guy was. Oh no.
Some twists and turns.
I feel nauseous.
because I found that when I go into any situation feeling like, hey, we've got this, we fuck it to high hell. But anytime I'm like, we're gonna mess this up, we usually do pretty good. So I'm just taking the stance of like, we're gonna mess this up, and we're just gonna roll with it. And like,
Like, this is a friendly reminder. We did name ourselves the Folly of the Dark Dragon.
We've gotten better, but I think it's because now we don't assume we're gonna do well.
So if you plan to
We
fail,
were very confident early on.
Yeah, plan to fail, then things work out.
Just imagine yourself middle management. Just fail upwards.
Yes.
yeah, corporate America.
That's so true.
Yeah.
I'm so not okay. I'm not okay. I'm not okay.
Yeah. Big reveal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot happening here. And that and just meeting names you've been hearing about for quite a while.
Yeah.
Bro, can we just run?
Yeah, I was like, can I just like go, hey, like, hey, remember how I was gonna save the world? I don't want to do any of that. Can I just go back to the Feywild? Thank you.
It's a hard pass for me. Thank you, though.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for joining us. Can you join us next week?
I'm not sure, but I will check.
Okay. Yeah, let us know.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you again. As they theoretically finish up. Let's see.
Potentially.
We'll see.
We're
Listen,
finishing up alright.
One way or the other.
we are finished where we are finishing.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, interesting, really interesting stuff. Awesome stuff. So we will be back next week to continue on with the story. So, see you guys next Sunday.
Bye.